Hello Internet, my name is Taliesin.
And my name's Evitel.
And welcome to a WoW podcast. Obviously, episode number
51.
It is episode number 51. Hello,
hey.
Welcome to the podcast. Podcast fam. Oh, I pressed a button. It's gone wrong. Wait.
What button did you
Hey!
Oh.
I moved my mouse and it clicked a number on my mouse. It clicked a button and that changed the scene on OBS. So here we are. We're here, everyone.
Hello.
It's the podcast. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to everyone watching live on YouTube and Twitch. We're streaming on today as we broadcast this, so people can get their Twitch drops if they want. I know that's a thing, right? And welcome to everyone watching this video on our YouTube channel later on, and welcome to everyone listening in their ears on their favorite audio podcast listening platform. What are we talking about today, Evitel?
I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I need you to because I can't talk. Clearly, can you hear? This is ridiculous. It's crazy.
I can just about talk. Unfortunately, I've lost like the
Will
sexy.
to live.
Oh
No? Okay.
Like the sexy huskiness that we were recording the weekly reset, and I was
on Monday, bang on time as usual. Yeah,
very very much on time. And I've had a cold for like the past week, but it was very scratchy, and I was like,
it was so sexy.
I was really giving it some.
Oh, it was really doing it for
and
me.
I was like, Tally, was that okay? And he was like, are you kidding? He's like, that was really sexy. So unfortunately, that's gone, and now I just sound really nasally. But but I'm feeling good. I'm excited. There's so much WoW. There's so much WoW going on. And I have to say, Tally, I'm really quite pleased with your thumbnail. I feel like you really encapsulated what's going on in my brain right now.
Yeah,
with the thumbnail for this episode.
There's too much going on. So we've had the first alpha build, which we talked about in the weekly reset, and which you've played a lot of, and I've played a lot of, and we have thoughts on that we want to talk about. We've got Legion Remix, and then we've got another alpha build as well.
Yeah.
Looks like alphas are going to be early on a Thursday kind of thing. So like we did for the War Within alpha cycle and beta cycle, might have to start looking at putting this podcast on a slightly different day. Friday would be the optimum. That is difficult with kids and stuff. Might have to be a morning podcast.
Possibly.
So yeah, because if alphas keep on dropping on Thursdays, we need to be on that stuff, right? There's no point. I mean, luckily it came out, so we know it's here right today, and we can talk about some of the things that are kind of sneaking out. Yes, maybe as the podcast goes along, but yeah, might be a Friday podcast until February the whatever when this expansion is released. I don't know.
We shall see, in theory. But yeah, so welcome everybody. Really good to see you. Really good to be back on the podcast. Just a reminder, as ever, if you are on the YouTubes currently, feel free to drop a super chat if you have anything you'd like us to discuss.
We've already had our super chat reminder from Rico. Thank you, Rico.
We have. Cheers, Rico.
Because and to be honest, there's so much that we're going to be talking about today. It's quite possible we might skip the thing that you want to talk about.
Yeah.
So get in there, make us talk about it.
Absolutely.
By giving us cash.
Yes, please.
We're just buskers after all. That's basically our job.
It's true, and I'm kind of amazed that we're even here, because we were like, okay, podcast today, and then we both just jumped on Legion Remix, and then we both and then we both really got into Legion Remix, and then 12 o'clock came around, and I was like, I'm not going to say anything, but it's getting close to podcast.
Were you like, hopefully Tally has forgotten?
Maybe
were you like, hopefully Tally's forgotten that we're even supposed to be doing a podcast, and we can just keep having fun with Remix,
and I'm
right?
just going to sit here. I'm wearing head to toe green. I'm wearing my green sweatsuit in honor of
Luckily for you,
Remix.
on this OBS scene, we don't have a button that I can just press to do green screen.
Yeah.
Automatically. But that does exist on some, right? And otherwise we'd all be having so much fun right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So please drop us a super chat in YouTube if you feel like you have any questions, anything you want us to talk about specifically, and we'll come to those at the end of the episode.
Oh, wow. Do you know what? I just love playing World of Warcraft right now.
Me too.
Isn't it awesome?
Doesn't it feel really, really good? I mean, on the World of Warcraft hierarchy, actually, just War Within retail is kind of at the bottom right now.
1,000,000%. And here's the thing. I mean, we brought out our big review video of the War Within last week, and it won't surprise people who watch us or listen to us regularly that it came out, basically pretty favorably overall for War Within.
More
Very
or
good
less.
expansion, top 5 easy. top three depending on like what day it is and how I feel at any one time.
Exactly.
Like, top three depending on what's in my vault. So definitely not top three this week. But like, and so that's a really good place to be. And I'm still really, really enjoying season 3. We're progressing in Mythic with my guild. It's really great.
All right.
Fun times. Everyone's getting psyched about housing now.
You're gonna have to raid tonight while I keep playing Remix.
I don't think I can raid tonight because I think I'm going to have to spend time writing the video that I didn't spend time writing today because I was playing Legion Remix. It really took me by surprise. And Midnight is looking really, really good. I say that. I haven't been into the new alpha yet. Maybe it's trash. But the last alpha was really excellent. Housing is everything that we wanted it to be still.
God,
they haven't dicked it up yet. That's fantastic. The new zones, as we will talk about, are absolutely incredible. There's so much that I love about Midnight. And something that it kind of follows Legion on, really, is those exquisite vibes that it has. Like these two...
Super vibes.
These two expansions do kind of feel quite similar in many, many ways. And that is heightened by the fact that, we get to play War Within, which is a banger expansion. We get to play Midnight, which looks like it might be a banger expansion. And we get to play Legion, which definitely is a banger expansion, all at the same time right now.
I know.
And it's kind of blowing my mind. It's kind of wild. I think I feel how classic... I know how classic players feel now with like 6 different versions of the game to play.
Yeah,
it's good, isn't it? I see why they like it so much.
It feels good. It's a good time to be playing.
Yeah,
absolutely is.
Fantastic. So let's have a quick run through of just the stuff that's kind of leaked out, sort of hit the internet about the new alpha build so far, because we are in alpha phase 2, which isn't too surprising, but it wouldn't have surprised me if they spent 2 weeks on this last alpha build before moving into phase 2, because phase 2 means that we now have Zula Man to go around.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like the Zulaman zone is here, and with it leveling to 83 and 88. We've got the story and quests there, obviously. We've got the Den of Nalarak and Mysara Caverns dungeons to test out, which is just full of troll goodness. And Evie, I'm not even joking, right? Honestly, that's the one thing Legion lacks.
Dungeons?
Trolls.
Oh.
There is not enough troll shit in Legion.
I'm with you.
And that's the only way Legion could have possibly been better. In fact, they went so far as to kill their main troll in the opening scenario. They were like, this is so not a troll expansion. Pass me that troll. Snap. He's gone now. We don't even have that one now. Break that guy's teeth. Chuck him on the fire. Get him out of here.
Oh.
It's all about Sylvanas now. So yeah, I love a good troll expansion. You know, I am a BFA stan until the end of time. Everyone knows it. And all BFA. The troll stuff there looks fantastic. So I'm really excited about Zulaman. I think that's really cool. And a couple of new delves as well. And I really need a delve at the moment to really blow my mind.
Okay.
I need a delve to really kind of get me excited, because the 2 delves that we were able to test last week, the Dark Way.
Right.
Which was just the Archway dungeon from Legion.
Of course.
I was like, this is familiar. And as I looked at the map and I was like, oh, it's the Archway. Dark Way. Nice, clever. But it is just like, it's just the Archway. And they haven't filled all of it yet. I'm sure they will. But I did spend quite a long time wandering around empty rooms with nothing to do because I got lost. And I didn't think that should happen in a delve, really. And I was like, yeah, okay, right, whatever. And then I went into another delve. Okay, people are really, really laughing at me every time I say the word collegiate. How are you supposed to say it? Collegiate. Okay, cool. Maybe that's a British thing. Maybe that's just a tally thing. Look, you guys say a lot of shit wrong, okay? So, maybe...
that might just be a tally
it could just be one of those things. It could be just a tally thing. It could be an American-British thing.
I did clock some comments about that, but
people hate it when I say stuff in a way they don't like.
Well,
it really upsets them.
I think the way they don't like is when you do it wrong. I think that's when they don't like it.
But sometimes they think I'm doing it wrong and I'm not. Like, it's the reason I say shaman these days instead of shaman. Like, I spent like 35 years of my life saying shaman, like everyone in this country, and now, a week after starting the channel, I switched to saying shaman just so I didn't get this shit. Just so I didn't catch this shit in my eye and my face. And I was like, I don't want to be like Belle. I want to pronounce some stuff right so that people are happy with me.
You kind of deserve it for that one. How did you say it again?
Collegiate.
All right, yeah, that's That's another level.
I feel like that one might just be completely wrong. So how do we say that?
Collegiate.
Collegiate. Okay.
Collegiate.
So that's a much better. That sounds like Egypt. That sounds like an Irish person saying idiot. That's like an Irish person calling his friend Colin an idiot. Oh, collegiate.
There you go. That's how you remember.
Like, yeah, okay, that's how I remember. So, okay, collegiate.
Collegiate calamity. That's
Right.
the name
So
of the
anyway,
delve.
collegiate calamity. That one just uses it just uses bits of Silver Moon, right? Which is really, really cool because it's outside and you can mount up, and it's like, a delve, and it's outside in the city.
Wait, isn't that Parhelion Plaza?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but
that's the other delve, I think.
no, it was definitely
okay.
collegiate. Maybe Plaza does as well.
Yes.
But that would then, if it does, if you're right, then that is 3 delves that use
that you mispronounced.
maps.
Sorry,
That's 3 delves that use like recycled maps.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, okay. So you need a new one.
Yeah, and like it was fun, but I was like, okay, like Arcway and Silver Moon, obviously, I would like these ones to surprise me with some new maps, because that's like one of the fun things about delves. They're like these unique kind of environments which don't exist unless you're doing the delve.
Yes.
And that hasn't been the case with the delve so far. And you might think that's a silly thing to get upset about. I'm not really upset about it. I just would like to see at least 1 or 2 like unique environments for the delves, right?
I get that, absolutely. Yeah.
And if you are going to recycle environments for delves, why not recycle the bit from the Dimensius fight where you're flying along and getting planets thrown at you? And like do that for a delve if you're going to do something.
The more time I can spend in that environment, like having planets chucked in my face,
it's
the
like
better.
Imagine Valera and Xalatath both negging you all the way through that delve. It'd be amazing. It's like, try
God.
not to die.
Wait,
and
are they
then
gonna team
Valera's
up?
like, don't get the planet thrown at you.
Are they going to team up? Is it going to be one of those things where like Illyria kind of, well, she teamed up with Xalatath, but she was duped, right? Do you think Valera might like successfully team up with Xalatath?
Oh my God.
And they like get into a convertible and
Blizz-
ride off into the sunset together?
If Blizz take any of my ideas on board, they absolutely will. That's for sure. But
I think there's definitely a part of the internet where they team up that we don't go to.
Are you kidding? Just point me that way. Like put the address in my favorites list.
Oh, just on Instagram. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just go into your Instagram account.
So yeah, there is lots to look forward to, and little details about the build, because that's always the fun part of the builds. Really, is the stuff that we weren't expecting that kind of pops in. There's some spoilers that we're not going to talk about for 11.2.7 in the data, because that would be Redbot stuff. We'll talk about that in the weekly reset. But there is some new stuff about UI improvements and what have you. So hopefully there'll be more stuff to test there. There's loads and loads more class changes for people to start getting angry about and make another round of videos about. This is why I always leave the class guides until like a week before the expansion.
I was gonna say, like I've got my kind of head on where like I'm going into the alpha and I'm having a look around and I'm testing things and I'm like, okay, I was like, should make videos about all this stuff, but it's like, okay, wait, let's actually wait until some things are confirmed, right? So like class
it's good to keep like abreast of them.
Absolutely,
and, So like it genuinely makes writing the videos easier if I'm staying updated with the changes and things.
Totally. But speaking with like the painting the broadest brush, it feels like classes have just been pruned. I've been simplified.
I'm in two minds about whether that's really true. It feels. I say this on the weekly reset, so I'm not going to dwell on it too much. But like, I feel like we have this exact same conversation at least every other expansion, but more often than not every expansion, where it's like, yeah, we're going to be simplifying classes, and that usually just means consolidating a couple of abilities into one button sort of thing, or like consolidating some choices into like choice nodes or something like that.
Yeah.
That seems to be generally what's happening here. They generally seem to want you to be tracking less stuff as well. So it's more kind of like classes are kind of low-key changing more to what button do I press next rather than I'm tracking this thing. Does that make sense? So I know that like the prime examples of tracking stuff classes, they're getting simplified the most. So Outlaw, Rogue, the roll the bones thing is basically just a button that you press now, and you don't really need to know what the bones land on, sort of thing. It's basically just a buff sort of thing.
Okay.
So less to track, right?
Okay, sure.
Feral, which sadly seems from, and forgive me if I'm wrong, so it seems like in the way I've been following it, basically snapshotting doesn't seem to be a thing apart from like one ability in Feral, and they've been gradually taking the snapshotting out of Feral for a while now, but it was basically the only class in the game where snapshotting was still a thing to any large degree, and it's just a shame. Stuff like that. So there's that. But there's also the fact that all the testing people have done so far on the alpha has been like sub max level, very early leveling level, where they don't have all their talent points, they don't have anything resembling like max level gear and stuff like that, and they're a bit squishy. And when you start a new expansion, it always feels slower and more simple.
It doesn't feel good, does it?
Yeah, exactly. And that's just part of the process. So far, yes, it does feel different on the alpha, but I wouldn't say it feels more different than most alphas. Do you know what I mean?
It is very much alpha. It's not beta, right?
Yeah. And likewise with the healing thing, a lot of hay has been made over the healing changes and stuff, and the blue post. And I mean, that is something that does happen literally every expansion. Every expansion in the build up to alpha, there's a blue post that says words to the effect of some version of, we want to make healing more less spiky and less cooldown based, and we want a more consistent kind of healing profile.
Okay.
They say that literally every expansion. They kind of do it for the beginning of the expansion. By the end of the expansion, it's all out the window. It's spiky again, because that's like a more powerful way of, that's just something that happens when people get powerful. I mean, it is what it is. But I don't think it's particularly unusual. I haven't seen anything about this process for Midnight so far that's like markedly different from any other expansion, to be honest. I'm looking forward to seeing how it all works out, though, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's some cool stuff like the Shadow Priest stuff, which Shadow Crash has basically been replaced by the derpiest, coolest, goofiest, massive tentacle thing that comes out of the ground and then slams.
Love a good
and puts
tentacle.
dots on people. It's so. I thought you'd like that one. I was like, I'll get Evie this for her birthday.
Yeah.
It'll be fantastic. It'll be really, really good.
Oh,
and
I see a Holly Windstalker in the chat.
Holly. Yeah, well, when I was talking about the healing blue poster like last week, I was like, I'm not going to read this entire post. And Linksy was in the chat. She's like, no, please read my post.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Yeah.
Oh, no, whoops. Sorry. Let me really knuckle down on this one.
HQ, like Linksy got a little ping that was like, please go and enforce some enforcement on Tally. Make sure he reads things to the end.
It would seem that there's lots of decor on the housing vendors in this build as well. We've seen some blue skies from people that we follow.
Yeah.
Martin has bought loads of curtains. You know those curtains that have the physics in?
I know them.
That we tweeted out on basically every social last week because they're the best thing that's ever happened, and they blow my mind. They're absolutely wonderful. You can buy them from a housing vendor now, which is great, and put them in your house, and they still have the curtain physics.
Of course they do.
So there's a great tweet. There's a great, is it a tweet or is it Blue Sky? It's a great
post.
Bleat
Just call it a post, Fabe.
From Martin, who we love, who's always great with this kind of stuff, who's just like got a tunnel of cool.
Oh, and just think, you know what's really fun? You know what I had a great time with just, exploring the neighborhoods, which maybe we can talk about a little bit because they're so special.
Yeah, we will.
And going to the theater where the curtain is, and because it works for you, it also works for your pets. So I'm like, I'm gonna handle this curtain so it does a certain thing, and it's impossible because my pet's running around and literally just nonstop. The more pets you have, the curtains just go bonkers.
Yeah.
So it's
isn't it amazing?
True to life.
I
true
love
to
it.
life.
And I think that's probably a great opportunity to move on from the new alpha, which we don't know too much about yet, but we'll keep an eye on it as this episode.
I also think I did see that there's some hints about exterior customization coming into in the alpha.
We've seen a big list. Keyboard Turners in our chat as well. We've got a lot of celebrities in our chat today. And Keyboard Turner, if you follow them on Blue Sky, does have a complete list of all the data mined exterior details. It's like a 33 skeet thread.
Okay.
And I would definitely recommend going to check that out. It's very exciting, very cool, the kind of stuff you're going to be able to do out there.
Ooh, I cannot wait.
Yeah. So we are You're not on my screen at the moment. Sorry. I don't know what happened there. Sorry. But yeah, so let's talk about before we move on to Legion Remix, let's talk about your experience of the alpha so far, because everyone's heard me talk about it loads because I think it's the best thing ever. What about you? And should we start with housing?
Yeah, well, let me start the other way around.
Okay, no, Tally, no, fuck you. I'm going to do it this way. So just like our wedding night.
Yeah. We do it my way. Logged in felt really exciting to be in Silvermoon. Like, I've got the Silvermoon kind of intro quests that I started doing. I stopped doing the Silvermoon intro quests because I find it really hard to appreciate them without music.
Oh, do you know tell me about it.
That sounds like such a silly thing, but the music really sets the vibe and the atmosphere. And so it feels like very flat without music, and you can still enjoy, you can read the quests, you can still see the character models, you can get a sense of the questing. So that kind of like, to be fair, I was looking for any excuse to stop and go directly into housing.
Yeah.
So when I got in there and I was like, this is good, looks super cool. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks absolutely beautiful in there. But I'm like, I'll be right back. I'm just going to go check out housing. That's just going to have a little mosey. And oh my God, it looks so good. I already have a plot chosen for myself. We're going to have to get some like guilds, like lotteries in. Like, there's going to have to be some fair like plot allocation systems coming into play, because there's some really, really good spots on there. And I'm just like dazzled by how big and expansive and like explorable the neighborhoods are.
Yeah, it's great.
It's stunning.
I mean, and that's been like the subject of every WoW stream for a while now that I've seen. Of course. People just going around neighborhoods and having a look at all the different plots and stuff.
Yeah.
Our next two videos, which aren't going to be weekly reset videos, are going to be looking at the Horde and Alliance neighborhood and like ranking the plots, so everyone can be ready and get in there and like do their thing. And I mean, what are your favorite plots that you found so far?
So I love kind of like the mountainous areas, the kind of like coastal bits, the kind of more like arid coastal. Do you
like those bits?
Yeah, just looking at the Alliance one so far. Okay. They are interesting, but they're not for me. But but I like that they exist. Of course, the more kind of like farmland, like kind of the heartland areas, like are really, really good. And then however, my absolute favorite is what people are calling like the Duskwood section. And that like very specifically, well, there's the bit with like the tombstones, which is delightful. But can I tell you what my favorite plot is?
I would like you to, please.
My favorite plot is plot 0. Which I feel weird that there's a 0. I feel like it's.
I love that. It's like the prequel plot.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it should start at 1. But
it sounds like you're rebooting a horror franchise.
I know. Plot 0. And because it's in the center, there's a waterfall kind of behind it, but the pièce de résistance is the bit in front of you, which is like kind of a little lake with some islands in the middle with beautiful little shacks, and that kind of like ragged tree covered in fairy lights.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I've seen this plot a lot, and it's in the spooky neighborhood, and about a third of the zone is the spooky neighborhood.
Now,
so
when you say spooky, so there are different flavors of spooky.
Well, that's definitely true, actually. So the Duskwood style area, like I think a lot of the pictures we'll have seen of it will have been like of the graveyard and of the tombstones and of like the very misty bits like that. And so there is like full on Forsaken vibes in the Alliance neighborhood, which is interesting. I feel like if you are a Forsaken player and you want that look, you will be kind of trying to use that more than the Horde neighborhood, really. But you're right, there are other parts of the spooky neighborhood, especially as it kind of heads to the east into the like the Westfall area, where it becomes more sort of like night elfy, really. Yeah, so
it's still dark, but it becomes a little less undead and a little bit more night elven. Sorry, there's a literal moonwell there as well, isn't there? So there's a bit with a moonwell, which is like very explicitly kind of night elven, but then this bit is just like kind of cozy. I think maybe it's because it's autumnal.
Well, it's amazing, and it's got those festoon lights on this big tree, and there's like NPC buildings around there as well. Which at first I was like, I want all the buildings just to be player housing buildings, but actually having the NPC stuff is really cool.
I agree. It's
and
nice that they fill out the world and the universe. And it's just, I just kind of like instantly fell in love with it, and it just feels like. It reveals my like preferences for place I want to be. Like it feels kind of safe and surrounded, but still with some people around you. So there's like one other plot. I think it's 17, 0 and 17 is there, and then and it's so stunning. I just cannot get enough of it.
And I think that is going to probably end up being far and away the most popular plot in the Alliance neighborhood.
Do you think so? Well, because here's the thing, it's all down to taste. So
sure.
I put this in the guild Discord, and I was like, yo. One
locking in plot 0, dudes.
No,
if you don't like it, get a new guild.
Like, excuse me, officer. But because I'm not an officer in my guild, because I have no power, and I love it. I wield no power.
That's how we like it.
Yeah. So I was like, excuse me, officer, social officer. Could how are we going to allocate plots? Because I think this is a very important question. And I just, and he's like, I don't know. I don't care. And, and I was like,
speak to?
Yeah, it was Savash. No, he didn't say he didn't care. He's like, we'll figure it out, which is totally fair. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, if that's the case, I'm taking plot 0. But I said that, and I was like ready for everyone to be like, tooth and nail.
That's my plot.
Mine. And everyone's like,
you're not even in the raid team.
And everyone's like, oh yeah, whatever. That's nowhere near the best plot.
Okay.
Here's my, and so a lot of people have gone for like kind of the one up in the mountains.
People like the mountain plots. There's only like 4 mountain plots as well.
I think because you get great views. Likewise with some of the coastal plots, like near the lighthouse and stuff.
The great thing about the coastal plots, I'm not a fan of like the coastal style so much. It's the one bit of any of the biomes in either of the neighborhoods which I don't love really. And I love the sea, man, so I was always like, let's get down the coast. Amazing,
because you know what the real thing looks like.
Maybe like, it's a bit too, it's like coastline as the moor from Wuthering Heights, right?
It is a little bit like isolated.
Just cold feeling, barren, which I appreciate. I live somewhere where we have a cold sea, but it kind of is. Anyway, whatever. But the good thing about those plots down there is it's a good place to go if you want plots near other people. Like if you're a little group of friends.
Oh yeah, it's a very
and there's like 3 of you, or there's loads of plots like really close to each other, and because it's so like arid and there's nothing really there, you can see each other really well, and like a lot of room for self-expression there, because because it's I think this will be something that kind of happens as the zone kind of progresses, is as people decorate their outside, that's going to be much more noticeable in those coastal areas down there where there's not much other kind of zone sort of decoration there. It's basically just open flat spaces, so you're going to see whatever people have there is going to very much flavor what those bits of the zone look like. So actually that's maybe really, really cool. That's probably worth thinking about. I think otherwise there's not that many places in either neighborhood where you can have like grouped up houses all together, sort of thing.
Like really feeling close. Just want to say thanks to Holly for stopping by. She said, just here for feedback and vibes.
She's amazing. I love her.
We're listening and working towards midnight. Excited to walk alongside you all in the journey to launch while sneaking in remix on my part.
Totally.
Enjoy remix. Thanks, Holly. So I was really interesting when I was like, 0. Everyone's going to want 0. And people are like, didn't even cross my, like, it's not even on my radar. Some people are like, I need to be directly next to the moon well, right? Like, others
it's very important.
Yeah, it's like very specific. Someone's like, I very specifically want views. I need sunset views. Doesn't matter where I am. That's the most important thing. Other people are like, it has to be high. I need a vantage point. So really, really quite interesting, because again, it all comes down to taste. So you just kind of have to factor that in. I'm delighted. So later today, maybe if I ever peel myself away from remix, we'll see.
Yeah,
it's doubtful. I want to check out the Horde neighborhood.
It'll be the first thing I do now when I finish this podcast is hop on and check out the new alpha. I want to see that for sure.
How's the Horde neighborhood?
The Horde neighborhood is, both neighborhoods are really great. And the thing that surprised me the most about the Horde neighborhood when I first had a look around it was how much I liked it. I think a lot of people have kind of overlooked or dismissed the Horde neighborhood, partly because we've seen like basically nothing of it in the build-up. All the kind of literature and blue posts have had mostly been focused on like Alliance neighborhood stuff, and the Alliance neighborhood is the most obvious neighborhood kind of vibe. That Elwyn forest sort of, everything's human coded. It's green, it's cozy, it's villagey. As a British person, I appreciate that British village feel. It's nice, and the Horde one is quite different from that. It's a lot more kind of exotic, I guess. You've got the Ashara vibes with the big trees and autumnal kind of forests, which is amazing.
So cool,
so good. Like, it does the foresty bits better than the Elwyn forest bits, I think. Like, just really really great kind of like dirt tracks and walking through the forest and like being amongst that kind of bit. But then the thing that really surprised me was the tropical coastal areas and the little beaches and stuff. There's like I think what I would say is that the Horde plots feel more individual. It's easier to find like that unique thing about each plot in the Horde zone. So there are plots which are like on bluffs for like the Taurine type stuff. There are plots which there is like the most isolated plot out of either of the two zones in the Horde zone, where you literally can't see another plot and you're not in view of another plot.
That's really cool.
There's loads of little just fun little details around the plots in the Horde zone, a bit more so maybe than in the Alliance zone. And there's a private island in the Horde zone, which there isn't in the Alliance zone. Stuff like that, right?
Private island?
There is one plot in the entire game, which is on an island which is not connected to anything else. So you either have to swim or fly there.
Love that.
So that's what I count as a private island.
That is a private island.
Yeah, and there's no other plot like it in the game.
Okay,
and like I say, there's also the one which is completely isolated, which is really really great. And so there's and there's only really one or two at the push plots that I could find, which are what I think everyone expects the Horde zone to be, which is Durotar, right? And Dust Bowl and sort of deserty and stuff like that. There's only really two of them. And the rest are like a lot more kind of exotic-y feeling, really, and kind of like really really nice.
Oh, super cool.
It's cool.
What do you think they're doing with like the bits of the island that are because player housing it's an island, right? Which makes sense. What do you think they're doing with the bits that are like unplotted? Do you think because I love, especially in the Alliance neighborhood, there are loads of places where you've just got like people like chopping wood and like building little frames, and you're like, okay, does this suggest
something's gonna get built there eventually?
Something, or like maybe more plots or other things that happen in the game. I don't know. Yeah,
well, exactly, and about half of each zone, maybe a third of each zone, is kind of unutilized completely. And in both cases, it's kind of like a mountain range really to the north. There's like a whole ton of space there. I know a lot of people who would love plots up there. Like there's some really cool stuff. It's not like completely empty by any means.
Proper mountain plots.
Yeah,
like,
and
get little like iron forgey stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of things which look like they should be open cave mouths, which are kind of blocked up and stuff like that.
Yes.
There's a lot of incredibly interesting looking buildings with locked doors. There's a lot of incredibly you found a little basement to go down which was empty, but there's a lot of stuff which seems like it could easily be added to, and it feels like if they don't have plans for it now, I think some of it they definitely do, but if they don't have plans for some of it now, they've clearly built themselves room to expand if that's what they want to do.
Exactly.
Which is super interesting. Like I think that's fantastic.
I think it's really cool.
And you kind of, there is that thing of like one of the main topics of conversation for us and our friends when we've been talking about player housing is, what will be the next neighborhood? But actually getting in there and having fun in the neighborhoods as they are, you're like, no, I can see why no one's talking, Blizz is talking about other neighborhoods, because you really do want time to settle here and kind of, there's loads of cool secret stuff there. There's like a hidden huge cave underneath one of the lakes in the Alliance neighborhood, and there's like each neighborhood has a Tortollan bar hidden somewhere as well, which is really cool. It's just great stuff. It's really lovely, and the town center in each one is really fun and interesting as well. I can't wait to see how endeavors have an impact.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how, because at the moment, like the plots can look a bit kind of sparse and a bit empty even when they've got houses there.
Yeah.
Because there's no decorating outside and there's no like changing the outside of the houses and stuff at the moment. But I mean, that's going to be a major part of how these zones feel. Like, you can't underestimate how much of an impact that's going to have when people start creating their own little biomes.
You're right. Yeah. So currently when you're flying around and like you're seeing, I've tried going into people's houses. No one has let me into their house.
Yeah, well, they all know who you are. That's why.
I instantly was like,
met you.
My house is open. My plot is open to anyone. Anyone can come in anytime. And like, I'll be like walking onto a plot and I'll get like zapped off.
Yeah.
And then I get onto a plot and I'm like, ooh, and then I go into the door and then I get zapped away. So yeah, clearly people are like hiding what they're doing. But yeah, you see these plots and it's just like square house in the center of plots, and that's it. And you're like, okay, but yeah, of course, the houses will be different like shapes. They'll have different exterior customization, of course. And then yeah, like he said, Telly, there's going to be like landscaping. Like you will literally be able to create your own biome within your space. You can really make it your own thing. So yeah,
Keyboard Turner hinting that there is outside customization in this build, so I'll definitely be hopping in to have a look at that.
Yes, please.
Amazing stuff. So plot 0 for you.
Absolutely.
What about for the T&E neighborhood on EU, which will be in the Horde zone? Have you got any, I know you haven't had a proper look around there yet.
Whoa. We haven't even had this conversation. It's going to be in the Horde zone?
It has to be, because we'll be in the Immortalis zone, which will be, so the only one we can have the T&E guild in will be the Horde zone.
Well, I'm going to have a look around then.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to choose.
Yeah. But like, just off the top of your head, out of what you've seen so far in the Horde zone, is there anything you're thinking?
I think it's going to have to be like a proper beach house.
Oh, nice.
Like really, because I'm going, for my Alliance one, it's kind of like in the forest, fairy lights, like cozy, overgrown vibes. And then for the Horde one, for the teeny community, it's just going to have to be like a party house. Ideally, maybe like in a bit more of a sociable area. So it's fun. So it's just a different vibe, right?
I mean, there are loads of plots that I'm really interested in the Horde zone.
Yeah.
And that's only for the EU. For NA, we might be able to have it in the Alliance zone. So maybe we will, just to kind of switch it up a bit. But so there's like this beautiful plot in the. I know all these like very well right now because I'm making this video right now. Like the best plots in the Horde zone before I start on the Alliance one.
Oh, I can't wait.
But yeah, there's this awesome one like in the forests on a cliff with great cliff views over everything, but you're in like this beautiful autumnal forest.
Yeah.
And like attached to the cliff edge, like, so, attached to your plot, on the end of your plot, basically, is like this really cool balcony that juts out with like little tables, and you can sit on it, and like, I mean, it's functionally your balcony, right? And stuff like that. And so that's a really good plot. I love that. It's really cool.
Really cute.
There's like I say, the private island, which I feel as Guildmaster of the T&E Guild, I should be entitled to. I should be able to have the private island, because only cool people have private islands, right? Think of all the people that own private islands
in real life.
Yeah, in real life. Mel Gibson. Not everyone's allowed on his private island, by the way.
Oh.
There's a type of person he doesn't like on his private island.
Oh no. Oh no.
Richard Branson, another really cool person. Really cool. Jeffrey Epstein, all the best people in the world, basically, all the coolest people that you would definitely want to look up to and emulate. They all have private islands.
I feel like we need to change. I feel like we need to shift the private island narrative. We need to shift the private island narrative. One of us needs to have a house on the private island, and that will be like a welcoming.
And the private island's got its own bar, by the way, and its own little fire pit, and its own little like it's really, really cool. And there's a plot which has not one but 2 hippos. I saw which is great. I mean, just by itself, that would be fantastic. Love that one. There's like I say, the most isolated one, which is really fun to get to and feels like completely, alone, which I love. There's one up on a cliff, which is like otherwise, to all intents and purposes, quite a boring plot. Actually, you wouldn't even think anything of it, but it is on a cliff edge.
On a cliff.
It is on a cliff edge, and on the cliff edge, like the other one with the balcony, there's like warning signs with like a long kind of plank gangway going out, and you can just run off it and jump into the sea.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And that's super fun. That's really, really good. And there's loads of stuff like that in the Horde neighborhoods. There's one which is just a short little kind of outside path walk to some public baths, as in like literal bathtubs, just on a cliff edge with nice views. There's
Horde
one
sounds superior right now.
There's one which is next to like 3 waterfalls, and there's a tiny area in the Horde neighborhood which is called because they've all got like the beach bit is like Salt Fang shoals and stuff like that, but there's one tiny area on the map which is called Four Sisters, which I just think is a really cool name.
Great name.
There's only 3 waterfalls, so I don't know why it's called Four Sisters. There's not like 4 hills, so maybe there's some secret there that I'm not finding. But I just love that it's called Four Sisters.
And we're gonna get like neighborhood lore, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah,
we're gonna
yeah.
get neighborhood storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna learn more about these.
And it's got a little path that leads down to the beach where all the waterfalls land. So you're there, and there's waterfalls, and there's a little fishing hut there, and there's like a barrel with spears in it, and then across the river where the waterfalls land, there's like targets with spears sticking out of them, which is just really cool. It's just fantastic. It's really, really good.
I love the just little things like running around and there's a flock of sheep and the sheep and the dog like run away from you when you run through them.
Oh yeah,
like
I love all that stuff.
Like reactive.
And the vineyards in the Alliance neighborhood and the
really
farms.
good.
That's something they do really well, which the Horde neighborhood doesn't have. Is like farm stuff, right? So they've got amazing orchards, and there's a vineyard with like a little wine bar next to it, and like carrots. If you like carrots, holy heck, the Alliance neighborhood has got you sorted. Carrots up the wazoo.
I love
just like on your birthday.
Yeah, that's what my birthday. Yeah.
It was birthday and Christmas. So yeah, there is a really nice lore intro to Founders Point as well, where they take you on a tour and they tell you about stuff, and they're like, "This is the lighthouse, which is known as the first light people see as they're on their way to Stormwind," and stuff like that. And some really, really good stuff. Like it's all great. It's all fantastic.
I love that.
Have you had a chance to do some decorating in your house yet?
Very minimal, very little. I think it's because I saw what I could do, and then I was like, I'm just going to wait for more stuff to appear.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot more stuff this week as well. So
yeah, so I think also we were a bit spoiled, like doing the early housing testing, where it's like everything, it wasn't everything, but it was a lot. It was a huge amount of stuff, and now kind of cutting that back and actually seeing it's like you get one of these Tide Sage fireplaces, and it's a very specific way to get it. Like you get one, whereas before I was like, boop, 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 boop. So I'm kind of resetting my expectations there in terms of like how much we get of everything.
Well,
so
I mean, there was stuff
decorating.
on vendors in the last build, but the Stormwind vendor that I went to, you could buy it, but you couldn't like apply it to your collection.
Okay.
And I mean, get ready to spend a lot of gold basically, because like a lot of vendors have stuff for gold as you'd expect and as you'd want. So you want to go to capitals that have quartermasters, and they're all going to have some stuff.
Okay.
Like Belemeth and Gilneas and Stormwind and any other town you can think of. Basically,
I can do that. Yeah.
There's loads of vendors in Silvermoon as well, which don't have anything on them. Last I checked, but they're selling these items, and lots of them have like rep requirements as well. So you probably want to make sure that you have like your rep up to date with these factions as well, if you don't already. I know most of us do, and it gets expensive because if you're like me, you're not just going to buy 1 or 2 of each item.
No, I'm going to
You need like
loads of
10
them.
because you're like, well, I might need 10.
Yeah.
I know. The last thing I want to do is come back here, right?
Yeah.
So I might need 10.
Well, this is also the problem with dying so far. Dies. The dying. Sorry. You need to gather all of these supplies in order to like make a die. And then your die is gone on use.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
But you can make your own dies though.
Yeah, you can. But still, it's like, I'm going to need a whole separate bag of like 20 of each die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like in Final Fantasy where I'm like, I mean, it's probably changed by now, but it's like, what color will this be? Oh, no, Baldur's Gate. I think of Baldur's Gate, using dies in Baldur's Gate, because you were like, I'm going to use this plum purple dye.
Which I
and
just
it turns
paid like
green.
$1 million. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like green. And you're like,
Well,
right.
In housing,
so
you do get to
that's
preview
gone
it
now.
first. Like you do get to see the color when you're doing housing stuff, and you get to make your own dyes. You don't have to buy them on the auction house.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna be buying a lot of herbs on the auction house though, because they all use like old world classic herbs to make it. It's usually like 10 per dye and stuff like that. I don't know if you have to unlock the different colors to be able to make the dyes somehow.
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's working.
Yeah,
yet,
and I would love if there was just a separate bag for dyes.
Yeah.
Either way, I feel like midnight is the expansion when I get my bags in order. You know, like,
well, we say this all the time, right? But yeah.
Oh, this is why Legion feels so good, because there's nothing
sorry,
in there.
I'm getting corrected in chat, which is excellent. Apparently, it is just inscription thing now. Dyes on the latest builds. You can't make your own dyes, but I mean, if you like, so inscribers like alchemists and inscription, that's going to be like the big earner for them, isn't it? Just like making dyes.
Oh
and
my
putting them on.
god, yeah. I think I'm gonna have to do that. I think I'm gonna have to start.
Yeah, I mean, you should always be an alchemist anyway, because then your potions and your flasks last twice as long, and flasks are really expensive. So,
babe, I can't be an alchemist.
Just saying.
If I'm skinning and leatherworking, I'm a hunter, man.
Yeah,
I have to be like true to lore.
But I mean, so there's you do need one of each item that you place in your house. That's just for vendor stuff. I don't know how it works for like furniture that you get from quests or achievements or stuff like that. I'm just talking about the ones that you buy from vendors, right?
Yes.
Well,
my understanding is that there's going to be furniture items from achievements from Legion Remix.
Yeah.
But then other copies will be purchasable.
Oh right, I see.
Yeah.
But what I mean is like if you get like something from a quest and it's a new bit of decor,
you're like
you can't just you can't do that quest again to get two versions of it, can you?
No.
So like what's going to happen? Do you just have like unlimited versions of it, or is there like a vendor who sells stuff that you've unlocked from quests who you'll go and buy more of them from? Is that what one of the vendors in the neighborhood is? That kind of thing. We just like won't know until we see, basically. So, but I mean, I think it's good to have friction like that. I think it's good to have, at the moment, there's some people are kind of upset that there are kind of decor limits in the house when you first start, and like room limits and stuff like that. The leveling up is super quick. There's only a couple of levels of it to kind of get it to the thing, and I think that gamifying it like that is fun and worthwhile. I think it's cool.
Marleman in chat. Martin, the unlockable items are generally on vendors if you want to buy more.
Yeah, that's what I kind of assumed. Yeah. So, totally. And we'll have to see what it's all like when it's up and running. Whether like that leveling is going to be in place when housing goes live in early access on December the 2nd.
Oh my
Who knows?
God.
People might be a bit limited.
That's happening this year.
I know, like not this year, like almost this month.
That's happening. Well,
like, to be honest, there's just not. It's kind of wild.
That's so soon.
Yeah,
I'm not ready. Wait, I got to make all these videos.
Yeah, well, exactly, right. And we're already seeing, just like we kind of thought would happen. We're already seeing like a new breed of YouTuber and a new kind of like style of WoW kind of content creation happening here. I long said like housing. After the first time I played it, I was like, this is going to launch YouTube careers. This is going to launch Twitch careers. There's going to be like this whole new kind of like genre of WoW content. And we're seeing that already, honestly. Like, artists who we've worked with loads on our channel, Mego is moving into the WoW space doing housing videos, and they're brilliant. And it's like, yes, this is exactly the kind of thing. And not only is it going to be a whole bunch of new content, but it's also going to be like content being made by generally the nicest people in the WoW space, probably.
Yeah, and it's gonna super creative. People can kind of do this stuff professionally as well, right? Like it's gonna. Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for that, right? Like the kind of content we make will be dead, will be gone. No one will want to watch us. It'll be all about the housing stuff from now on in, and I'm happy with that. I'm like, it could be a lot worse, right?
Hey,
So yeah, housing is great. It's gonna be one of those things where it's gonna be like the first thing I go to check out every new alpha build from now on to see what else I can get and what else is there. Partly because I just love being in that zone. Like, you're going to waste so much time.
Do you think there's going to be like housing showcases at BlizzCon?
Yes.
Like housing competition. Like,
yes.
There's literally going to be like, you're going to have your like MDI and then you're going to have your housing.
Yes.
Like, no, and it's not even going to be competitive. It's just going to be like people doing live builds.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
Yes.
Like, it's so much fun. And,
Yes.
you know, the longer housing exists for, the more variety you're going to see in houses and the more unique things people work out how to do. I already, like, in my house, I spent ages building like a big window and creating an outdoor space on the other side of it. So like there's this 3D outdoor space you can see from big windows and stuff, which, you know, I need a lot more decor to be able to do that. But I think it's going to work in concept. It's like, it's really fun.
Yeah.
And it's what's brilliant is every time you see something someone has built, it's like surprising. There's something you haven't thought of there. Whether it's just like the angle of a wall or something, you're like, wow, this is actually really, really great. It's fantastic. So yeah, like housing is just a joy. The zones, I mean, when I first stepped into the Alliance Zone, I got a bit emotional. Not because it was like stunningly beautiful or anything, although it is very beautiful, but just because it felt like so seismic. It felt like such a big deal to be in a player housing zone for the first time. It was like, here it is, fam. It's like literally happening. It's right here.
Yeah.
And it felt like an important moment, honestly. It's like, yeah, crazy.
It really has. And like, I'm really excited to see how the gameplay is going to go for different types of players, and based on like how social you are in game or how social you want to be. So when I think of housing in the neighborhoods, I think of like, it's very guild focused or like community focused. So like people that I know, you know, and we will have a space where we can interact more, you know, like maybe special like neighborhood voice comms and stuff.
Yeah.
There's going to be stuff on Discords where, you know, people are just, you know, building together and chatting and then showing off houses and then finding cool things to do within houses. Like the possibilities are limitless. But I'm also really curious about like people who just join a neighborhood, how that's going to feel to be like, I've just joined a neighborhood. Like maybe you'll meet people.
Yeah.
Like maybe you will get to just kind of chat with people. Like maybe you will, like friendships will be made, like through your neighborhood,
like
right?
Sincerely, genuinely,
you know, because like you say, that feeling of like feeling kind of cozy and like safe and like home, but also having other people in that space as well. I think that's really encouraging of social interactions, and I think, and I'm really curious about this new social team. I say new; it's like a month old, maybe a year old now, that they announced at Blizz. I think it was earlier this year. They're like, we now have this dedicated social interactions team, which is like not social media, not that, but like,
no, they're gone, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah, sadly. RIP.
Yeah.
Good social media on the WoW channels. But yeah, it's
I love how the WoW social media now is like, hey, have you heard of World of Warcraft?
hello.
I love this game.
Would you like a meme?
Have you heard of the Lich King? Ha ha ha! He was not prepared.
I think it's such a hard balance. Because see, like I've done that job before for other, like for organizations, and you're like, this is I'm so natural and cool and spunky, and then like it goes out into the world, and you're like, oh. So anyway, this that's another conversation. Yeah. So this social team within Warcraft, like I'm really curious about what they're doing, because they're clearly linked to housing. They're clearly linked to neighborhoods, like other things happening in game. I kind of want to like figure out who they are and how they work and what they do. Right. And like, yeah. Because they're thinking about all these things we've just talked
it's incredible.
about. So.
And you can see the potential for all the interactions that are going to happen in those neighborhoods. I think honestly, people will like generally, when they are chilling out and chatting on comms and queuing stuff and what have you, I don't think they're going to be sitting in their house. I think they're going to be literally wandering around the neighborhoods, like saying hello to people, seeing stuff. Like, I think it's going to be a really social thing. I think it's going to be fantastic.
So I remember asking this question during our interview, but I don't remember what the answer was. Because I think the answer is maybe like we're thinking about it. Will we be able to queue for instances?
There's literally no way you won't.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because this is like the number one way to spend your time when you're queuing.
Yeah.
Right? You're just like, well, I'm gonna wait for this dungeon to pop. I'm just gonna just putt around my house for a bit.
If you can't do house editing while the answer was yes. Like
okay,
it's,
that's what I thought. Likewise with like raids and stuff. Like when you're gathering for raid, you know people are going to hang out in the guild neighborhood like before raid starts.
Well, yeah, and maybe there'll even be a designated like guild meetup house or something like that. It'll be really good. It'll be fantastic. It's just gonna be so good. I can't wait.
Yes,
I can't wait.
Can't wait.
Anyway, anything else that you checked out on the alpha last time?
That's it, really. I just got really deep into like the Alliance neighborhood and chose the perfect plot. So I'm really excited. I'm gonna start looking at the Horde one now, and then. Yeah, God, it's like less than 2 months until housing launches. Sorry,
someone asking if there's day-night cycles. Yeah, it works on the exact same kind of cycle as the server would usually, but there's also like very changeable weather in these neighborhoods as well. And it's really funny because like the NPCs are so great. Like when it starts raining, they whip out umbrellas. So like at nighttime, they whip out like lanterns and stuff when they're walking along. Everywhere you go, they're like, hey, it's Mavamwi. Welcome home, Mavamwi. Oh, it's Mavamwi's here, everyone. It's great. And I say this in the weekly reset, but a lot of them are just called, like a lot of them have names, which is great, but a lot of them are just called local. Okay. And I feel like there's so much emphasis on getting to know the place and really belonging in the place. And it feels a bit alienating to have all the locals there and you don't even know their names or any way to find their names. And I would like to see every single NPC in the housing areas.
Callie, that's a slippery slope.
It's not.
You give an NPC a name, you give them a personality, you want to start dating them. Like, come on. Like, you know that. Come on, you know this is the next step.
Well, so yes, actually,
they have to draw a line, right?
Well, and that's why we have to give them all different names so we know which one we're talking about at any one time. Because if you just go, I really want to get it on with local, there's like so many people with that one name, right? And there's gonna be sort of Alan Ayckbourne-esque like misunderstandings.
10 locals in your area right
exactly.
now.
Like it'll be Shakespearean. It'll be crazy. So this is another reason why we need to be able to specify which one we're talking about at any one time. So another reason why we need them to have names and not just be called local. It's a fact, okay? Yeah. So yes, please, that. Very important. Yeah. I would like, and because they are there, they're like Mavamwi. It's my best friend Mavamwi. And I'm like, hi, local. You're my best friend too. It'll be like, my worry is it'll be like when we were walking to school with our kids this morning and across the street, beautiful little girl was waving at our little girl going, Penny, my best friend, Penny, my best friend, Penny. And we were like, oh, is she your best friend, Penny? And Penny was like, no, not really.
No, she's like,
she's all right.
Also, she's kind of like weighing her options. My 3-year-old.
Like, I'm 3. I don't want to commit.
It's so cute.
But and I don't want it to be like that in my guild neighborhood, right? I want it to be like I want to know their names. I want to be like, hey, you are my best friend, right?
And more. Hey, you.
If only Holly was still here. Hopefully she's videoing it, right? Romancing the NPCs, going for a date down the vineyard.
Oh,
it'd be lovely. Hey.
Okay, really important question.
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna kind of live together? I know we can't.
This is an important question. The thought has crossed my mind. I was like, do we get plots next to each other? Is that like the thing?
Like, do we have to be next to, like, there are places where we can get married that are very invited, like little proscenium.
Yeah, I mean, each neighborhood has a literal wedding venue, which is crazy. It's so great. There's I mean, yes, I guess so, right? Why not? Like, but we want to live in quite different places. That's the thing in the plots. I think it's cool. Like, we'll be sitting next to each other when we play.
Exactly.
So we don't need our plots next to each other.
Exactly.
Although, like,
we can visit.
Yeah. Actually, the more I think about it, the weirder it feels if we're not kind of together. Like, it doesn't strike me as being weird at all until I actually think about it, and then it is kind of a little bit weird. So I don't know. We spend so much time together. Yeah. Like, in our everyday life, it feels weird to be separate in a video game in a way.
Our like Mavamwi and Evitel are not married.
No, of course not.
Right? No. They're I would say they're heroic lesbians. Like, I would say they're like
even more reason for them to get married.
Yeah,
right?
no, I feel like they've probably had a thing, but kind of like Trojans. They fight in battle. and they live together, they die together. But they might as well have their own houses.
Yeah, okay.
That's kind of like how I've never thought about like our characters like lore in relation to each other before.
Me neither.
Literally have never thought about that before because they're so like separate.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. Okay, let's move on from the alpha then. If there's nothing else you want to mention from it that you kind of...
No, I mean, I could talk about it nonstop, but yeah, let's move on to the other thing I want to talk about nonstop.
Well, when you say talking about it nonstop, that would be housing that you want to talk about nonstop.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, so let's move on from housing and let's talk about Legion Remix. Let's do this.
Okay, now... I was always like, when people ask me about Legion Remix on my stream and what have you, I was like, look, I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be fantastic. I had a really good time in Panda Remix. It was great. But I'm really busy right now. Honestly, I don't know how much time I'm going to be able to give Legion Remix. And, I was working on the script yesterday when you were playing it. And I was like, yeah, whatever. I wasn't really interested. But then, obviously, I logged in last night. And, I mean, it just gets you, doesn't it?
We have Josh in chat. So we've got Dev Josh in chat.
Josh, dude, like, what secret sauce did you put in there, man?
Yeah,
it's like...
Yes. So here's the thing. I went into it and I was like, okay, this is going to be fine. I bet I'm going to I might bounce off it a little bit, right? And I literally have not stopped. It's one of those things where I'm like, kids are in bed, time to play Remix. I have 20 minutes, time to play Remix. It's really, it's totally sucked me in.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really, really winning formula. And okay, so day one was, I would say it's a winning formula now that I can get into it and it feels smooth today. Today, it's smooth, silky. Yesterday
maybe not silky, but smoother.
Yeah. Got a little bumps. Yeah, yesterday was challenging. And that's, I think, maybe when I almost bounced off it was first thing in the morning when it was just impossible to get past the first turn in. Did you have an issue with that?
I mean, here and there, but nothing that you come to expect it on the launch day, and nothing that made it completely unplayable for me. Nothing that I can get around with a little bit of sort of patience or what have you, which I was willing to give because I was having so much fun. Combat lag is difficult all of the time, particularly if you're playing on the hard mode world thing that I was.
Yeah,
because stuff absolutely reams you.
Yes.
In that it's crazy. You take on a world boss and he will cream your ass. He will destroy you. It's nuts. And luckily, because everyone's playing Legion Remix at the moment, there's 20 people fighting everything at any one time, so you can get away with it and it's good. But yeah, if it was just you would get absolutely snapped.
Yes. The heroic mode is super cool. So yeah, so after kind of getting into it and getting the character already exists with that name yesterday, quite a lot yesterday. But once that's issues that can be ironed out.
What character are you playing?
I'm playing a demon hunter.
Of course, I think everyone is.
I'm playing a demon hunter, and I was like, do I, going through my usual suspects. I'm like, do I go through? Do I mage? Do I do a shadow priest? Do I what? And I was like, oh, obviously, I need to do a demon hunter for Remix, with the added benefit that I can, then do devourer when midnight comes out. Because I haven't apart from the demon hunter that I got up to level 40 when Legion came out.
Yeah.
I haven't done a demon hunter. So it was, love my demon hunter. You've got one too.
Yeah, me too. I have also done a demon hunter called Evie Fell, because she's a night elf. So
mine's pretty cool. So, the Irish name, Aoife.
Yeah.
Spelled Aoife, but it's pronounced Aoife, and I put an L at the end. So it's Eiffel.
Nice.
Evil, but
and there's something about night elf female demon hunters.
Oh my god, they're so cool.
And I was people were going through people's hair, and it's everyone in my chat was saying, well, when I'm making a night elf, I always just end up on the shaggy hair, and so do I a lot of the time as well, but not for my demon hunter, because I don't want anything getting in the way of those shoulders. If the haircut hides the shoulders in any way, I am not not interested. Like those night elf female demon hunters, it's all about the shoulders. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, just crush me in those shoulders. They're incredible. It's like I am now a lesbian after looking at those shoulders. Like I have been awakened, it turns out.
Yeah, they're so good. It's like, it's the Tyrande moment all over again. But like, the customization, I love it. It's like night elf ripped, demon hunter night elf super ripped.
Yeah, seriously, like how? It's just even better. It's so
like
great.
The shadows are deeper on like all of the
musculature.
it's
great.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, and it's been really fun, like leveling it up, like leveling up a demon hunter.
It has been, and like it's just so fitting for Legion, and you know, knowing that it's very fitting for Midnight as well. I do feel like it does feel like there is a lot of crossover between Legion and Midnight in just the way they're structured and the way they feel and the way like there's something going on. It's really good. It's great.
I think the kind of release schedule is really smart. And and I did a little bit of testing kind of before this came out, so I was prepared for the whole kind of like little intro quests and all that. But I wasn't prepared for how I was not prepared for how.
Were you the Lich King?
Yeah. For how just like really delightful it is to be back in Legion, like as a universe, as a world, like the vibes, the music, the stories.
So a common question I hear, which is linked to this, I think, is like, you know, what is Legion Remix for? Like, why does it exist? Like, is it a leveling thing? Is it a nostalgia trip? Is it like, why Legion Remix?
For me, part of it is nostalgia because I'm absolutely thriving on moments where I'm like, oh, of course, like there's the Oculus and there are the people that I forgot and there's Velen's son. Oh, and you know, reminding myself of all of these things that I lived through 10 years ago.
It's a great time for us as well because the channel was just taking off. We just it was.
Yeah. So, but now actually focusing and like, you know, I just kind of mainlined my hunter through that as usual. And so I didn't do all the other stuff. So for me, what is it for? There's a hint of nostalgia for sure, but it's also really just fun way to level. Like I'm 45 now, I think. It's a fun way to level, and it's a really, really fun way to collect all the stuff through bronze.
That's the main thing for me.
Yeah.
It's like it's basically a really, really interesting Skinner box for collecting. Like it's like, hey, all that stuff from Legion that you don't have and that you keep meaning to farm and that you're just not going to do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here is 103 days where you can go in, you will get all of the stuff from Legion farmed. So like grind it, farm it, but we're going to give you these exquisite vibes and this like really nostalgic trip to do it in. And you can get really, and you know, my favorite part of Mystery Mix was at the beginning where stuff would kill me and it felt more like WoW before stuff got really super overpowered. I like the super overpowered stuff as well.
Yeah.
But that's why I like it on the hard mode for the world stuff is because I'm fighting stuff.
Yeah.
And like I'm going through my rotation and it feels fun. And I feel like I'm busting through it.
Yeah.
I'm busting, as our kids would say. I'm busting.
But it's like I'm not like losing the plot. Like I'm you know, it's fragmented because I'm flying around. I'm not necessarily doing things in order, but I'm still getting the main arc of the story. But I'm also getting this immense sense of like satisfaction by just getting through it and completing it. And I don't know, something has happened to me. Some part of my brain has switched on, which was never on before. Like it happened with Collector's Bounty, where I was like, Collector's Bounty, whatever, fine. And then I was in the game and then I was like, I feel the drive to collect old things.
Yeah.
That was, I've done that now and then with like very specific, you know, a pet or like a set or just something that I just randomly wanted because it felt good. But now I'm like, I want the stuff.
Yeah.
I want all this stuff.
And I think that's why something like Wrath Remix wouldn't be so good, is because I feel like the stuff that you're collecting, there's got to be loads of it, right?
Yeah.
And there's got to be
so much in there.
There's got to be good stuff as well that you really, really want. And I think that element of it, whereas Wrath Remix would have like all the other stuffs like the vibes and the nostalgia and like the content, you know, loads of dungeons stuff to go through and what have you. That part of it would be great, but the collecting side of it wouldn't be on the same kind of level as more modern expansions. Something like Mist, something like Legion. I think Mist is probably the furthest back you can go, because then like the collectibles, the weapons and the armor and stuff starts to get a bit too low res and a bit like there's just not that excitement there really. And there's less versions of it as well. Like modern WoW has all these recolors and stuff, which is super fun. And like, I guess you could get away from the faff of having all the different tokens that you need for stuff in Wrath. That'd be really useful. That'd be really fun. But my thinking is, I don't know. I feel like it's got to be more modern stuff.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, and there's a plethora. There is a feast of things that you can collect and remix.
Yeah.
There are like 10 different unicorn recolors.
So
and
good.
I know people will be like, they're just recolors. They're really good.
Yeah.
Like, they're really, really good. There are loads of things. There's some, like, you know, you can collect some of the special stuff like Xavius's shoulders.
Can't wait.
The mythic tier sets, which I'm just like gonna get all of them.
Dude, I'm so glad I did not go anywhere near Legion content during Collector's Bounty either. I was like, nope.
Yeah. Bronze collection feels really good. I've got like over 100,000, and that's not even. I'm still low level, so the actual like bronze accumulation hasn't really kicked in.
If we're talking about collecting,
Yeah.
we have to spend a little bit of a moment on something the community seems to have forgotten already, but which, you know, you have to talk about it.
Yeah, we do.
The funniest bug. The one bug that you didn't want to happen if you were Blizzard.
Unfortunate bug.
The one, like, it's like, okay, I know all the talk has just been about Mage Tower appearances and the build up to Legion Remix, but now we're putting Legion Remix out. People will enjoy it. It's great. Now they can just see our work. Now they can just enjoy our work. And, you know, they'll forget about all that stuff about the Mage Tower and just enjoy what's there. And we can draw a line under this, and excellent. So what's the one bug that you don't want to happen? People accidentally getting Mage Tower appearances. And they didn't even have to do it. It's like people were like, Tally, how do I do it? What's the exploit? And I was like, there's no exploit. The exploit is logging in, like on a druid character. And like people had the werebear forms and they had the disco cat forms. And like that's all they had to do. And you know, obviously because everything on Remix that you collect goes into your main account as well. In retail, like just means people had those now. I was expecting them, Blizz, to like fix the bug but leave those in.
Right.
It has been clarified that they're expecting, once they fix the bug, for people to lose those appearances. I don't know if we can get any confirmation in chat if that's been happening.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure. I did see a patch go through.
Yeah, so I don't know if like people are losing those appearances now. I wonder if people are going to be upset about that or not. I don't know. I think it's like good now that everyone's really into Legion Remix. Do it right now while everyone's really excited about Legion Remix, rather than a bit later on where they might be a bit more nitpicky, I guess.
They don't seem to have been lost yet.
Not lost yet. Oh man. I mean, it is the funniest.
It is. It's
the
so
funniest
you're
thing
like
that could have possibly happened.
No, like what little switch, like what little bit, what was there that just got through?
Dear.
Fix hasn't
okay, the
come
fix
out
hasn't come out yet, but I confirm it is the plan. That's the
Yeah.
good thing about having celebs in chat like this. You know, we got a direct line.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I mean, and I just like it was the one bug you didn't want to happen, right? And it happened like I think like in the middle of the night, California time or whatever.
Yeah.
And you can just and people were talking. And I was streaming. I was like, well, look, it's like not even 7 a.m. California time yet, guys. And I can just imagine the scramble. No. Can you imagine the scramble from Blizzard's end? And I was just like, what? No, sort this. But I mean, yeah. Do you know what? The fact that people have mostly forgotten about it already, and it is not the major dialogue around Legion Remix, probably talks to how much fun Legion Remix is, right? And do you know what? And credit where it's due, But I've played for a few hours. I think I'm like level 45 or something. I've completed all the Azuna stuff, so I've got my little owl pet. I'm working on the Suramar stuff now to get the Ashara cosplay and stuff, because that's my first thing that I always do is I want to get the new stuff that you get from the achievements, build up like bronze that way. I've already bought like 3 mythic sets from Emerald Nightmare or whatever.
Nice.
So my weapon is progressing well. It's good. It's nice. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm in the heroic tier, so I'm like, sometimes getting squished.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me that there are abilities on your weapon that you have to physically drag onto your bars.
Yeah.
Like the demon guy, the fell demon guy, and Tally, because I saw him floating around for other people, and I was like, what is that big dude? And Tally was like, yeah, I love that demon guy, but you have to make sure he's on your bars. I was like,
well, before I got to that level on my weapon, like one of the things about the heroic tier is that you'll be out in the world, and I guess it's a bit like the prey system. Sometimes like demons will just appear and start attacking you, like relatively kind of high level demons.
Yeah.
And they look like the demon that appears in the air and starts shooting it from other people. So I would think I was getting attacked again, and I was like, go, like pop all my cooldowns, like darkness. So like it was kind of crazy, but yeah, you do have to. It's a short cooldown. I think it's like a minute and a half or something, or maybe even a minute. But you have to keep using it. Yeah. And so it's an on-use effect, and I feel like it's easy to forget about, honestly. So it's I'm having a really good time.
I feel like speed-wise, it feels really good.
Feels great in the moment.
Like in the beginning, it's a little bit slower, but like things are definitely picking up now. Like,
but credit where it's due. Sorry, I was about to say.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'm actually right now, and I reserve the right to change my mind on this. But right now, I am feeling like I think the time gating and the rollout and the kind of staggered release of phases feels like a good idea.
When it felt like a good idea to me?
When I went to the vendor and saw the different sets.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I literally, same thing. I looked at the vendor and I was like, oh, thank God, I don't even have to try to get those yet.
Yeah, I can like focus on getting these ones that are available.
Yeah.
And I think I will. And I think I'll be ready to go when the new thing comes
out.
Actually, genuinely feels really good. It like does not feel and come back to me in like a week and a half when I've and I'm like waiting for that new one maybe
right.
But right now it actually feels really good to have this stuff rolling out in phases, and it actually makes it feel like much more manageable.
Yep.
And like it's kind of makes it more fun to get the stuff, even because it's like you like it's not a feeling of doing the Doctor Who thing of doing one punch every day onto a diamond wall, and after like 10 billion years maybe you'll punch all the way through, sort of thing. It like makes it more, you're every time you buy a set or a mount, you're buying a higher ratio of what's available, and it's like it feels good. So actually, genuinely, despite all my talk of being a bit worried about the time gating and the rollout,
I remember your talk.
Right now it is absolutely working for me, and I would count it as a good thing.
Yeah, and how good is like being able to get all of like the, you buy the mythic set and you get all the other sets as well. Like that feels amazingly good. I love that.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it, and like, gosh, it does feel good to be in Legion content. We talked a lot about in the past about how you get bored of the hub music in an expansion, right? Like, I'm still at the stage where if I go back to Valdrakken and the Valdrakken music starts playing, despite how much I love that city, despite how much I love that expansion, makes me feel a bit ill. And I'm like, I don't actually want to be hearing this.
It's so earnest.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
so in your face. And like, yay.
I'm at that stage with Dornagal music now, and I've long said like Blizz could absolutely improve the game by changing which track plays first every patch. When in the main hub, right? And like, just so it's not always exactly the same. It's not like every time I go to Dornagal, it's not like straight away da 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 da, and it's like, just every patch, if you just change it, like that would improve my enjoyment no end. And yet that music in Dalaran never ever changed.
Legion,
and there's not much of it. And yet somehow it never ever gets old. And Legion, I never got bored of that Dalaran music. It always felt good. It always felt special.
All of the music
it
everywhere.
does now. Yeah. But particularly that Dalaran music, because you hear so much of it, and it just does it to me every single time. It's just like, never gets old.
Yeah.
Never makes me feel a bit funny towards the end of it.
It's so evocative. But like, I never get tired of it.
Yeah, I'm not getting that
Absolutely
nostalgic about
was.
it either, because it's an expansion that I played the absolute shit out of. First expansion that I ever leveled every single class in the game.
Okay.
Because I wanted to get all that stuff right. I wanted to do all the class halls and like all the class mounts later on and stuff like that, and all the mage towers as well. So I mean, you know, I worked really, really hard in Legion to do all that stuff, and obviously we were making videos then too. So it was the first expansion where I was doing it professionally as well in a way. So yeah, there's not so much nostalgia because I usually go there in Chromie time as well. So
Okay.
but I mean, there are moments on it, and I'm not going to dwell on this because I know people hate it when I talk about this. They hate it. They get annoyed with me,
Why are you
and they're
talking-
like,
what?
"Screw you, Annie. Screw you, Tally." But doing those quests in Azuna. Because Azuna is the first leveling zone, right? I don't care what anyone says. I know you're allowed to choose any leveling zone and have been since like Legion literally launched. But Azuna is very clearly designed to be the first zone.
Of course it is.
And like, so I always go there first. And, you know, you got that bit with the demon hunters at the beginning where they're like, oh, and, you know, it's a bit of a battle zone. It's really, really cool. And then it sends you off to the blue dragon bit, right? Mm-hmm. And I flew there. And I was suddenly hit by this sense of loss because like ingrained in me is that vivid memory of first time I played Legion and all the times afterwards where you do that bit with the demon hunters and then you get sent to the blue dragon bit and you go up the path up the hill and it veers off to the right and like you go through Azuna and it's really beautiful and like walking, I know it sounds so dumb, but walking up that path is such like a core memory of Legion for me.
Yeah.
And the different paths you walked like away from the blue dragon bit into the various things he sends you to, those paths too. And like not doing that kind of hurt, kind of stung. And it was like, it felt wrong in a way. And you definitely lose something when you're flying and leveling stuff.
I agree.
Like,
and also like, and with remix, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of 100%ing each zone because I want the achievements and I want all that stuff. So I'm just going about that. But it's like, okay, I see my quest markers pop up. I kind of fly around, I pick one, and then kind of story-wise and narrative-wise, it doesn't quite make sense. Like, I was hanging out where Ferondus is, but I hadn't actually met Ferondus. No one had led me to him, and then I had to go back, and then someone had to be like, I'm going to show you where Ferondus is. And I'm like, I know where he is. You know what I mean? So just little things like that. You know, you do lose this. You do lose just narrative storytelling and questing because it's like, often the next quest would be over the brow of a hill, following a path. It would be very logically ground-based,
and
right?
it's telling that the most impactful moments in the Azuna questing, when you can fly, are the bits where it makes you follow a character so you
always.
can't fly.
Yeah, of course,
Like those bits where, our mana dude, what's he called?
Runus, the
Thank you.
Lysera?
Where Runus is leading us to the city, and the blue dragon to the city, and you have to follow him. Like you can't get there. You have to walk with him, and he leads you over the brow of the hill and introduces you to this view of all the fighting and the city and the anima, and it's like
so cool,
it's so good, and I don't think flying is bad for the game. Flying is brilliant for the game.
Flying absolutely rules.
But I do think after I feel like we needed Dragonflight and the War Within to have flying in leveling to kind of make a point, really. But I feel like flying is bad for leveling. I think
depends on what you want out of leveling.
Well, I mean, the first time you level, you're doing a story, right?
Of course, yeah.
And I think flying is bad for that.
For that kind of thing,
Yeah.
for a first time story.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
I think
agree.
the first time you do the leveling campaign, it should not have flying. And the second you finish the leveling
think that's
campaign on
fair.
one character, flying is unlocked.
I don't
And obviously
think-
that's
I don't
warband, like that's account wide then. So then
don't
every
think
other
that's
orc
super
that you level,
Yeah.
for sure. But that first time, I think you just, and I know lots of people disagree with this, but this is one of those occasions, I'm afraid, where all of those people are wrong. And I think the like leveling questing suffers from flying, and I think it's better not to have it. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I think. And I won't dwell on it because I know people get really, really annoyed. True question: why can't you walk? Well, in Dragonflight and War Within, you literally can't because you won't be able to get to the places they're sending you. because it's designed for flying. Like, yeah, I mean, you can walk, but I mean, you know, like, it is a game designer's job to design the game and impose restrictions to get the best out of the bits of their game. That's why you have to level. That's why you don't have unlimited guns and ammo in GTA. That's why, like, you know, like, it's part of game design to impose restrictions that get the best out of the game, you know? So, yeah, you can just walk everywhere, but no player is going to do that because, like, it's saying, here, fly. You know?
No, exactly. And and everyone wants a different thing out of, like, leveling. And, like, some people aren't, like, super, you know, completionists and want to read everything, so they just want to get through it as quickly as possible. So that's fair. But people in chat saying people will leave the game if you make it no flying at the very beginning of expansion again. And it's like, yeah, but they are also wrong. Like, sometimes as a designer, you just have to, like, stand fast on something and be like, no, this is better, this is more fun. And I think it is. And you know, like, as a video game narrative experience, the first time you go through it, my firm belief is that it's better without flying. That's what I think. So it is actually interesting experiencing Legion zones while flying around.
And dragon riding around as
like,
well. Yeah, totally.
Like, just all over the map. But for Remix, that's kind of perfect, right?
I mean, right? definitely.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's a whole thing, right? Like, it's a whole discussion, you know.
But like, and you know, you're talking about like a day without flying. You know, if you just restrict it to the first time you level, like, and it's not like I'm not suggesting you lock it into the 0.2 patch like Legion.
No,
right?
No,
that sucks.
Not,
absolutely. That really does suck.
Yeah, because I got like, you know, I was looking at my bags and you got all of the you know, kind of like quest rewards, loads of like pets and loads of like toys that I already have, and it's like Flight Master's whistle, and I was like, oh, of course. There's my little whistle.
Yeah. Oh. And like, I know people will bring up the whole you think you do but you don't thing, but I mean, I'm even going to defend that, because players were right that they wanted Classic, but they were wrong about pretty much everything else they thought they wanted about Classic. Like, you know, it's kind of like, can we go back in time and just remember what people said they wanted from Classic and what actual Classic players want? Like, I mean, it turns out players are often wrong about what they want, right? So I mean, it's what it is.
But like, Remix is feeling so good right now. Like, I'm just really excited to keep playing it. I'm excited to keep going. I'm excited to like just continue bopping it, and also like getting a little taste of power. You're just like, ooh, I'm ready to have more power. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm actually really looking forward to reaching kind of end game and then experiencing all of that and then just becoming like super OP. So it's nice because I feel like it's not happening too fast, right? Like, in fact, you know, I'm getting like hit by some mobs quite hard, because you know what I mean?
I've died loads in the heroic.
I think that's like totally normal and totally cool. But it's been really good. It's been really good. Do you have plans to do like multiple order halls, multiple characters?
No.
Just one?
Yeah.
I think so, me too. Like, I don't really want the other order hall mounts. Like, I'm not set on getting them. I think you can actually just buy them anyway.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
So I'm just going to buy them.
Oh, I think you might have to have an achievement so you can buy them, but I think you have to get the achievement to get like the green ones. Really?
Which are my least favorite ones,
because
they're just green.
I mean, I'm not going to do every order hall campaign. It's simple as that.
No, so, I'm not either.
You know, I did that in Legion. I did all the order hall campaigns already, and you know, I know it's super easy or whatever, but no, like, you know, there'll be different phases for me in how I play Legion Remix as well.
Yeah.
And you know, once I've enjoyed like the questing and stuff, and it becomes just like a zapathon, it's going to be all about just collecting shit, not the gameplay side of it, really.
Yeah,
and,
I love having zapathon, but I'm also getting a bit of gameplay in too. Like, I'm getting my head around Demon Hunter in a way that, you know.
Yeah, it's quite fun.
To be fair, like super buffed Demon Hunter, like super, you know, fast.
I know this is the case for you. This is not the case for you, but for me, it's been a very good way to test the cooldown manager as well, because Demon Hunter is a class I don't play very much in the current expansion, but I have weak auras set up for them, my own weak auras that I made. And now obviously we know that's going the way of the dodo.
Yeah.
As in tastes really good, just tastes so good. That's why dodos went extinct. It's so funny. You read you read diaries from colonialists, from explorers at the time, and they're like, it wasn't a surprise that they went extinct. They were very aware of it, and they were like, these birds are going to go extinct, and we have to stop eating them. Like, there's loads of stuff here for us to eat. We've got to stop eating these dodos. It's like crazy. And then like a couple of entries down the line, it's like, we can't. They're just so nice. They just taste so damn good.
Yeah, I literally cannot stop myself.
Yeah, seriously, and it's just so funny to read this stuff. It's like, they just couldn't stop it. They were just so damn tasty. And like, I don't know what I was leading into. Oh yeah, so now we know that obviously we are going to have to change up how our combat kind of reminders and stuff work, and have to use more in-game UI stuff.
Yes,
it's been really good to set up the cooldown manager and see it evolve as a character levels, and see more things kind of pop up in it and stuff like that. And I mean, it's great. The cooldown manager is really good now. It works really well.
I should do that.
Like,
doing remix actually reminded me of like how, like, I'm not super reliant on add-ons, but I say that, but like, I'm an instant install LVUI in the whole package every time I start a new character. And like, it took me a minute to kind of, tweak my like Demon Hunter setup. And then I was like, but even my little bag add-on that tells me when to upgrade, like when to swap for an upgrade. Like, what do people do without that? How do they know? You literally hover over and compare an item every time? Like, that's not a thing. Like, no. I just need a little arrow that shows me it's an upgrade.
Yeah, look, if someone came out and told me like looting gear is auto in Legion Remix, I'd be like, that's a great change.
Oh, absolutely, because it happens so fast.
You don't even have to loot baddies anymore. It's just you kill them and it's automatically in your bags.
Auto open chests, auto equip higher level gear, definitely.
If someone was like, we're going to Diablify the shit out of this, and all the loot is just going to go from the things without even you clicking on them, like into your bags, and you'll see it happen. I'd be like, yes, please.
Yeah.
That'd be great. But has been really interesting, and I would definitely recommend that you start a new character, and like before you do anything, set up your cooldown manager and your one button rotation if you want, or your rotation assist if you are a Hikili kind of guy, and just like from the start get used to it on that gradual but very quick leveling kind of curve. And I think it's just going to be a really good way to get to grips with the system. Loads more stuff coming in Midnight, obviously, but just from a kind of a point of view of that very simple use case, which is not the only way people use weak auras, but one of the most common ways people use weak auras, which is like, I've just set up my combat reminders basically, and my like it works really, really well. It's good.
Okay, I think this is maybe a good time to just start playing off the LVUI and easing into Blizz UI. Because it is looking good. It is looking really good. And all the kind of built-in, what do we call them?
And it's only those type of add-ons that you won't be able to use anyway. Like, all your other add-ons are going to be absolutely fine. So,
yeah, exactly.
Like, it's like people are talking about the add-on apocalypse. It's like 5-10% of your add-ons are going to even be changed in how they're used, let alone kind of gone. But they just happen to be the most popular 5-10% add-ons that everyone has, right?
And like people are resistant to change. Like, people do their thing. Like, I logged in and I was like, just gotta boot up LUI for my new character. Like, even though this is just remix and I don't like, it doesn't have to be this way. But yeah. So it's gonna be a transitional period. It's gonna be a big change for everyone. Everyone except for people who don't play with any add-ons, which are loads of people apparently.
Yeah. But there's more stuff added into the Blizz UI all the time. Someone's mentioning sound cues and stuff there. Those, you can have sound alerts attached to when your abilities come off cooldown. I wouldn't be surprised if they add it to the boss ability bar as well. And the thing is, if they do add sound alerts to the boss ability bar, then an add-on will be able to change what those sounds are, and like will be able to alter that. And we've already seen bigwigs like making different skins for the boss ability bar and turning them into bars like bigwigs, right? So, you know, that kind of stuff is possible. Basically, if it's there, if it's on the UI, add-ons will be able to change it. So like, you know, there are sound alerts that you can attach to your abilities on the cooldown manager. People can change those sound alerts with add-ons. Like that's going to be a thing that will happen. So it's going to be interesting to see like a lot of these add-ons, how they change, or new add-ons that come in and do it in a different way and stuff. And it is a change, but I think people will be able to claw back a lot of the functionality that they value.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Famous last words, right?
All right, on that note, should we move on to some super chats?
Yes, let's do it. Would you like to read some out?
Put these up. Yeah, let me pull this up. Let's see. Thank you, super chatters, as ever, for chatting. Lovely to have all of your contributions and questions today. First one up from Rico. Hey, Tally. Hey, Evie. This is your friendly super chat reminder. Hope you're feeling and doing well there. Cheers and love. Thank you, Rico. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling like a human again after a few days just like stuck in bed. But and not in a fun way. So yeah, thanks Rico. And another one from Rico. And this 232nd day of me asking Blizz to add orc eyebrows.
Sorry, dude.
Do you think it's gonna happen?
No. I mean, like on a long enough time frame, it'll happen. Yeah, for sure. But I mean,
time frame,
if we're here in 10 years' time,
right?
which frankly I hope we will be,
you know, statistically, anything could and will happen over the long enough time period, right? Like, so how many years are we looking at down the future? Thank you, Rico. Thanks so much. Next one is from the Moz Art Groupie. How soon do you think they'll let us have / unlock other house exterior options? I'm not just asking because I want a Haranil style plant house, I swear.
Well, I think the absolute earliest you're going to see that, if at all, it's going to be something they add. It's like, I would think of exterior customizations in your head. Player housing collections in your head, like group up with like transmogs and mounts and pets and stuff, right? So in the way that you get them, in the way that they're account wide, that kind of thing. With exterior customizations, have in your head, I reckon, heritage armor. Like, how often do you get heritage armor? Like, not very often. 1 or 2 per expansion sort of thing. And, you know, they come in, like, not mid patches. They come in major patches, usually. So I think the earliest you can expect any different style of exterior options would be the 0.1 patch of Midnight at the very earliest. And, you know, if not then, 0.2, something like that, you know. But it'll be something that they're always adding to.
So Midnight launches with human, orc-ish.
Yeah, no, specifically orc.
Orc.
Yeah.
Blood elf and night elf, right? That's the idea. So we got those 4 to start
and
with.
the night elf ones look great as well in the data
I know. I feel
mining.
like I need to see more of those because that's obviously my vibe.
So we'll see. It's gonna be really, and likewise, like everything, likewise decor, likewise interior kind of ceiling and wall options and things like that. So it's just gonna be one of those things where on a long enough time frame, you're gonna get literally everything that you want in there, or everything that exists, everything that's possible, really. So yeah,
amazing.
And they're clearly going very hard on housing. So I think there'll be lots of regular updates. I think
so. I would love a plant house. It feels right. Thank you so much. Next one is up from the Star Squid. Thank you for the super chat. Can't wait for player housing. Especially love the Horde neighborhood. Sounds like that's the one, actually.
People love that shit.
Can't wait to host beach parties there, like in Final Fantasy XIV. That's the thing. Yeah, the beach there is the very
you're definitely going to want the Horde neighborhood for that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the beach parties in the Alliance neighborhood will be like when we try and have a beach party here.
They're a bit like salty and windswept. Everyone's kind of like huddling in the cold, whereas the Horde ones are like, I love that. Love it. Next one is from TJ G. Thank you so much. Hey guys, I had to mute for the alpha part because I want to see everything except the things Blizzard openly showed myself, but thanks for being a positive part of the often negative WoW YouTube scene. Oh, thank you, TJ.
Hey, I can be negative.
Yeah. Have you seen this? Have you listened to this, man?
I can be negative. WoW sucks, man. Blizz need to fix this now.
Yes. It's over.
It's over.
I tried.
I don't know.
I know. I'm just, there's a chat that popped up earlier that, I specifically didn't read that was like, does Blizz pay them to say these things when we were going on about player housing? And I'm like, dude, it's just really good. Like, have you seen player housing? I'm genuinely really excited.
It's just not an accusation you make to anyone else. Like, if someone's really into golf and they talk about golf a lot, you're like, is Big Golf paying you to talk about golf right now? Like, I can't believe you're talking like that last golf game was rubbish. It was really bad, but you saying you still like golf? What's wrong with you? Who's paying you to like golf so much, man?
God, yeah. And especially when it's talking about player housing, I'm like, wait, I'm just genuinely enthusiastic about this. I think it looks great. Anyway, thank you to Jay for the nice message and the super chat. We appreciate it. Next one, another one from Rico. I think you'll love this one. Right. On the last social raid, after I shared a silly fan art I got, Farah said, Rico does not just surf the internet. He browse.
No!
That is like the most Farah joke I've ever heard in my life. I love it.
I just want to go back to a comment we get quite a lot of. It's like, well, their entire livelihood depends on WoW. Of course, they're biased towards it. And it's like, bitch, we used to have proper jobs.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we used to have like proper careers and proper jobs. Like we used to be much more secure. Like we used if we had, it's like, come on, man.
This is always true. If we really wanted to make like big bank off of WoW,
we'd shit on it.
We would shit on it, and we'd quit it, and then we'd make a big video about how we're coming back.
Yeah,
and then we like,
what a great idea! No one's ever thought of that.
Well, no, but do you know what I mean? It would be like there's a lot more money to be made.
Loads more money to be made by being negative about WoW than being positive about it.
Yeah.
Like, if that's what we cared about, if we cared about making money and being successful YouTubers and having a great living,
that's what we'd be doing.
Yeah, we'd do that. Exactly. Yeah. And our videos wouldn't be the kind of format that they are. They would be like all just talking to camera, like off bullet points. And,
like
lowest
they wouldn't be scripted. Production quality
exactly.
possible for maximum income.
Totally. So and that is the thing, right?
Yeah.
I think this is the paradox of negative content, is that as human beings, we're programmed to believe that negativity is more truthful than enthusiasm. Mm-hmm. And so there's this thing where it's like, you assume that if someone is being negative, they're being more honest about a thing than someone who's being positive about it. But it's really not always the case, guys. And like if your thing is that you have to be negative all the time, you're probably going to end up being less truthful. Like you can see this with like the kind of like the anti-woke grifter channels, right? Mm-hmm. It's like they always have to be angry about media and how woke it is. Yeah. So they have to like just find it in places where it isn't and stuff like all the time. And like everything's woke and everything is this and that. It's like that's when you start talking about the shape of girls' jaws and stuff. And it's like you've gone too far, dudes. Yeah. And so like, it's not always the case that negativity is more truthful than enthusiasm. And like, that's just the way it is. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
So,
I just want to put that out there.
Bit of a tangent.
And in many ways, like we know that when we're positive about stuff, we're going to catch shit and we're going to catch like accusations of being paid and being like, God, if we were, that would be fine, but we're not. So,
I know.
And, and so, when we put out positive content, we do it knowing that it's going to make less money than if we were doing negative content. Yeah. Like we know how YouTube works, right? And every time we put out like positive content, we know it's going to make less money. So isn't that a sign that it's even more truthful? It's like we're willing to take the hit on the finance part of it to give our honest opinions about it, even though we know that opinion isn't one that's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would say that's a sign of being more truthful.
Yeah.
Personally, than always putting out negative content, because it's like that's the content that makes the money. So which one would you believe is more true? Like, surely you trust the guy who's not making the money, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. Whatever. That's just the way human brains are wired,
exactly.
Right?
Isn't it fascinating, right? Like it's brains. I love a good brain, right? Thank you so much for that one. Oh my God, we still got lots of questions, and that just jumped off of a Rico question and a Farah joke about brows. Next one is from Jeremy Kramer. Thank you so much. I have no questions, just love and appreciation for your work. Thanks for being the best WoW creators out there. Aw,
lovely. Thank you.
Probably not the
Paying
best,
us to give us kind words. Isn't that nice? Are you Blizz?
Next one is from Mock Erie. Thank you so much. I hope they add a winter spring area in the North Mountain area for the Horde. I need a RP spot for my Drakari troll. Ooh. I would love a winter. I would like a winter vibe somewhere.
Yeah, but they're saving that for the next neighborhood, right?
Of course they are.
So the next neighborhood.
What's it?
It's not going to be Silvermoon. It's going to be. It'll be in Northrend, right?
Yeah.
That'll be a big sales feature
of
the Last Titan. It'll be plus a new neighborhood. It'll be a cross-faction neighborhood.
Yes.
That'll be one of the selling points.
Yes.
And it will have to have aesthetics that don't exist in the other neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. So we're talking
snow.
Mm-hmm. We're talking like what other aesthetics that are there that aren't in the current neighborhoods, like something storm peaky and titany and stuff like that. So like, I expect it to work in the same way. It'll have like biomes and it'll have like Northrendy style biomes. So that'll be one of the USPs of the new neighborhood will be that's where your snowy stuff is going to be.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah. And you'll have different types of snowy as well. That's the thing, because you'll have like a winter springy type snowy. You'll have like the more kind of like cold and bitter Northrendy type snowy.
My God.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, you got me so excited. I'm going to be so sad when that doesn't happen, but it will.
Yeah. If the Last Titan was based in remade Northrend, that would be absolute peak. Kazan, I've got very good news for you, my friend. I got a little friend in the box here called Chris Metzen, who I'm going to let out, and he's going to tell you something about Last Titan, which you're going to really like. Make sure you're sitting down.
Next one is from Blot. Great name. Love saying that. I used to live next to the Three Sisters Mountains in Oregon. You guys had me so hyped for housing. Oh, okay, so maybe that's a reference.
Well, we've got Three Sisters here as well, where
Seven
we live.
Sisters, right?
Seven Sisters. We've got Three Sisters Bay as well. And so that's one of the things that really kind of clicked for me when I was in that little area. And the text on screen just changed to Four Sisters, and it just made me feel.
Yeah.
It just gave me feels,
right?
And I was like, oh, that's awesome. That sounds like a proper place name, because Salt Fang Shoals and stuff, like all the names are really Warcrafty names, but then there was this Four Sisters. I was like, that just sounds like a cool place name. That's it made me feel really good.
Love it. Next one is up from Mike Chase. Thank you, Mike. I haven't heard anything yet, but do you know if Pepe has made his way into housing?
I haven't seen him.
Question.
I haven't seen him at all. I bet he'll be in the exterior options.
I'd love a tiny Pepe wardrobe with his outfits to put in my house.
Gotta be right. I heard like on the down low a few expansions ago that they were trying to phase out Pepe.
Are you kidding me?
I heard that the powers that be did not like Pepe, hated Pepe.
Why?
That has clearly done a complete 180, because there was a point, and it was about during BFA, I think, where they were trying to phase him out, and then that didn't work, so they're back on it.
Is it because his name isn't American enough?
Well, I mean, the name has actually got some weird internet connotations, honestly.
Oh, of course.
So maybe it was that. Or I don't think it was that, though. I think it was literally just like someone didn't like him. But then everyone got sacked in Shadowlands, and maybe that person isn't there anymore. So
who doesn't like Pepe? That's evil. That's like some kind of...
yeah, exactly. No, Pepe's great. I love Pepe. I love all that stuff. I love the memes. They're great.
Thank you for that one, Mike. And I sell cabbages with a very generous super chat.
Cabbages.
Thank you,
Good to see you, mate.
Lovely to see you. I think Zal is a wonderful villain, agreed, because I can't wait to defeat her and stop her. You think Zal is a wonderful villain because you want to kiss her. We are not the same.
It's the same. It is the same. That's the same thing. I want to stop her so I can kiss her. And plus, I don't want to kiss her. I want her to kiss me.
Exactly.
Like, and I don't even want her to kiss me. I just want her to tread on me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like, and that's the thing. I'm not even joking. I made a joke on the weekly reset where it's like my enjoyment of delves in Midnight is going to depend a lot on how mean to me Varisa is, right? Valera, sorry. Is. And like, I'm genuine. After Bran, he's like really goofy and he's funny, but I want that to be completely different now. I want Valera to be as mean to me as she possibly can. That's going to really, really do it for me. If she's like, don't stand in the fire, you idiot. Don't stand there, dickhead. It's like, use a cooldown next time, shit for brains.
What if you take like a little bit of damage every time she says something? Like there's the Valera effect. It's just like if you mess up, you're gonna take extra damage because she's gonna be disappointed.
Totally,
in you.
and I feel the same about Xalatath, right? And to be honest, like The only situation where I can see it really working if Xal'atath somehow turns into a goodie or something like that, and there are lots of discussions to be had about, you know, what's going on with the light. Why did she want to clearly get the army of the light to the Sunwell? Who knows? It seems like there's something bigger going on there. Yeah. You know, so it's looking more and more likely that maybe Zali could turn out to kind of be on the right side of things and be on our side eventually. Like, she would need to be a Delve companion in that situation. Yeah. Like, a Zali Delve companion would be super fun. Like, that's what I want. I want her being mean to me all the way through Delves. But Valera will do for now. Yeah.
It's fair. Right. Okay. Next one is up from Shepard. Thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, we got loads of these today. Thank you, guys. Due to connection issues and friends on different factions, I've ended up making 4 remix tunes already.
Yeah,
having way too much fun with all of them. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, take it with a grain of salt. It's like, yeah, you know, you've had 4 characters, but they've been fun, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Next one is up from Mock Eerie again. Mage Tower skin bug feels like a rogue dev did it. Well, surely a druid dev did it. Right?
No, a druid dev who already has the skins would be like, no, that's the reason we're not getting Mage Tower skins in Remix is because Ian has all the Mage Tower skins. That's literally it. They were like, they went to Ian for the one feedback session on Legion Remix. They're like, so what do you want to see from Legion Remix, Ian? And Ian was like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Just don't let them have Mage Tower appearances. Like, honestly, no. No. Yeah, so I think that's, yeah, I feel like, yeah. Yeah, it's
yeah. Next one, Orion's Onions. Great name. Thank you for the chat. Do you think seasonal content negativity contributes to ADHD tendencies? All right, let me unpack this. Seasonal content negativity, meaning being negativity around what, like the pace of the seasons or content?
Seasonal content negativity. Just general negativity in the community about seasonal content.
Yeah.
It depends what the season is. Like, I'll be honest with you. The 0.5 patches in Midnight haven't, you know, they've left me with some PTSD maybe. Yeah. Like, you know, they impact me pretty hard. Yeah. Like, I'm
just going to say thank you for that super chat, and I'll dwell on that question and return to you next week. Next one is from TJG. Thank you so much. I'd like a system like a zone music player. Hey, if that could mean that I could change my hub music periodically. Sorry,
I just want they're just clarifying in the chat. It just means negatively impacts. Sorry, so do you think seasonal content negativity, do you think seasonal content negatively impacts ADHD tendencies? Oh, as in, like, your ADHD is triggered by this stuff is only here now and it'll be gone next season, and like that FOMO element of it, or something? Is that what you're saying? Is it talking about, like, you know, limited content and FOMO content? And well, I mean, what I will say is this, right? It does make me laugh when people talk about, you know, the FOMO of, you know, like having people. The big argument against the Mage Tower appearances staying unavailable is like, what is this FOMO bullshit?
Oh, okay, yeah, like, okay, yeah.
You know, it makes people anxious to only have a limited time frame to get this stuff.
I get this question now.
So, guys, you need to make the artifact appearances available in Legion Remix. It's like, well, they're still just limited then, aren't they? It's you're just like, if you really don't want them to be limited, the answer is not putting them in Legion Remix, because they're still limited. If you weren't there during Legion Remix, you're fucked. You've just missed them again, right? So there has to be like a kind of a broader time frame to get them.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, we're never going to escape seasonal content because this is a kind of perpetual game, right? It's a live service game, so we're always going to have seasonal content. That's just the way it is. It would not work otherwise, you know? So it's just it's just a consequence of the video game being the way that it is, right?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And person asking in chat, we are live. Yeah. I mean, we're dead inside, obviously, but this is live. Yeah.
Sorry, we got some great comments on the latest weekly research. People are like, Oh, wait, sorry. This is a tangent. This is a good one. So where people are like, I just really love how dead Evital is behind the eyes when she says, let's run down. And I'm like, yeah. And then someone left a comment that was like, I was out like literally doing some sports thing at the gym or something.
Yeah.
And then and someone told us to like come down a platform or something.
Yeah.
And someone just said, let's run down to themselves. And I asked them, and they were also a fellow viewer of you.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm just gonna address this Sigma boss baby, because they're back asking the same question they always ask, and I just want to answer it again, just so that like for transparency and clarity. The first day the trailer dropped of Midnight, and the gameplay trailer reveals, Evertel's words were, "Wow, this is everything I expected from the trailer. This is perfect." And then they saw negativity over the next 3 days later, and they said this is the worst. So you're misunderstanding how time works there, my friend. What Evertel was saying about the cinematic in the trailer was she was saying like, yes, this is everything I want from a cinematic and a features trailer. Because it was,
and it dropped.
because it was, and then like, you know, in the grander context of everything else you need from a reveal, which should have happened over the next couple of days and didn't. Yes, then you're in a position to say, oh, that's a shame. After the great cinematic and the features trailer, like they actually dropped the ball on the next week of reveals, and this has in fact been the worst reveal.
Yeah.
So
we were there kind of experiencing that live as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It may shock you to hear
like,
that.
I mean, I absolutely stand by that. The cinematic's great. I love the cinematic. I stand by the cinematic. And the features trailer was really good. And yes, they should have had the deep dive that they had last week straight after that. And then we're not even talking about what a bad reveal it was, really. Yeah. Everything else could have been exactly the same.
Exactly.
So we were just missing that. But yeah, just to clarify, that's how words work. That's how times work.
Yeah, in case anyone is confused about that one.
Yeah.
But thank you, Chatter, for your brave contribution.
Yeah.
Next one. Thank you to... Blah again. Don't have time for remix, but Tally is making it hard to resist with his excitement. I know Tally
honestly,
does have that effect.
I am genuinely surprised by how much fun I'm having in remix. Like it's it's fun. It's like it's great.
It's really
I don't know
good.
why I'm surprised. I
know, me too. I was not expecting to be like so totally sold on it, but I'm super enjoying it. Next one is up from the Atomic Dawn. Thanks for all the great content and creating a safe space for all WoW fans, especially those with progressive sensibilities. Have a coffee on me. I will have a coffee.
Ooh, coffee money.
Thank you. I've just drained this one. So and by progressive sensibilities, you mean just like really good taste in elf transmog.
Yeah, you know
Clearly.
it. That's what I took that to mean. Yeah, for sure.
Next one from Alexander UTC. Are you at all worried for the future of WoW because of the Xbox overlords?
Yeah, of course. Like I when the Xbox takeover was on the cards, you know, obviously there's a lot of positive feeling about it in the community, and it's fair to be excited about it from that point of view, because yes, getting rid of Bobby Kotick is always going to be fun and good. Like, yes, is the world of Warcraft better with Bobby Kotick? Nowhere near it. Yes, clearly, obviously. But you know, like we did say at the time, because it remains true, for the long-term health of WoW, the Microsoft acquisition was always going to be bad, because, you know, like the smaller a fish in a bigger pond that WoW becomes, the more at risk it is. You know, like when Blizzard is just Blizzard and WoW is the biggest game they've got, WoW is very, very safe. Like nothing's happened to it. Yeah. When Blizzard is suddenly Activision Blizzard King, and WoW is still like a big earner for them, but you've got shit like Candy Crush now. You've got shit like Call of Duty now, right? Yeah. WoW's still pretty safe, but it's certainly definitely less safe than it was, you know, because it's not the biggest fish in the pond anymore. And that's the same multiple in multiples with Microsoft. It's like there's just less and less reason for them to feel the need to protect this game at all costs, right? So of course, like, I mean, yes, of course I'm worried. The way that kind of consumer corporatism is, shareholder corporatism is at the moment, we've seen that a game can be a smash hit and you can close down a studio the next day. It just doesn't really
that is
kind of
very
like
sadly become like the prevailing narrative now.
Or of the games industry,
studios.
certainly. Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's like smash hit layoffs right after. Right?
Yeah, totally. I am very pleased to see how much money Blizz is making from WoW. It's like far and away their biggest earner. So you'd have to imagine in that sense they're going to be safe, but overall the Microsoft thing makes me very nervous, and it always has done ever since they mentioned it.
And I mean, you've seen impacts in kind of how like social teams, like just in the way
I always said like the best case scenario with the Microsoft thing was that it was always on the table but never happened. So always on the table, so that like Kotick wanted to keep the game in really healthy state to make it very saleable because he was still trying to sell it. But never happened, so Microsoft never actually did take over, right? But yeah, and it stayed like that for quite a long time. It's a good time.
Right. Next questions, because I need to leave very shortly. Mr. Brightside. Oh, don't make me say it. Thank you for the super chat. Hey guys, long-term viewer, first-time commenter. Welcome. How have you been enjoying Legion Remix? Have a listen. Have a listen to this very episode, Mr. Brightside. I'm loving the
very
improvements
positive, mate. Yeah,
over the
absolutely.
Mist model. Yeah, I didn't touch Mist Remix very much, actually. So this is like a very pleasant experience for me. I'm super enjoying it. We're both having a great time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Next one from TJG again. Here's the secret Blizz payment for positivity, €2.
Yeah!
Thank you, Blizz. Thank you.
That makes up for not releasing negative content.
Yeah, exactly. And next one is from Marco Hoy. Hello, Tally and Evie. Oh, sorry. Can you read? Hello, Tally and Evie. Ian H here. Thank you both so much for always talking so positive about the game. Here's my end of the bargain. 50 Danish kroner. Thank you, Ian.
Cheers, Ian.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking on my note on board that we wanted our payments in krona from now on. Cheers, dude.
Oh my God. Darius. Catch you live. Welcome, Darius. Guys, if you had to guess, what expansion would be remixed in Midnight?
BFA.
My money is on Wrath of the Lich King.
Oh, well, yeah. Do you know what? Like, so if they did do Wrath of the Lich King, yes, that would be awesome and very popular. They would have to do up-reses of the armor. One of the selling points of that remix would have to be like, we're doing all the sets again, but modern. And hey, why not, man? I think they make a lot of money from remix, so it's feasible. My betting's on BFA. It's so obvious. There's so many collectibles. They're modern collectibles. They look really good still. A lot of those higher end like Warfronts were really annoying to get. There's loads of story that maybe people didn't do if they didn't do one side of the Horde Alliance thing.
Getting the Warfront sets from remix would be amazing.
The raids are really good.
I would love that.
The dungeons are really good. I think that would be the one. WoD is the other obvious one, but I think if they did WoD, they would need to do the Shatrath raid, and I don't think they want to do the Shatrath raid. I don't think the community would accept a WoD remix without the Shatrath raid, like made from scratch and put in, and I don't think they want to do that. So BFA is the obvious.
What about Shadowlands for like collecting everything from all the covenants?
Let's not even consider that.
We're not there yet. We're not there. Okay,
come back to me after the World Soul Saga and I'll think about
it. Okay, next one. Acerix, thank you so much. Do you think it would be a cool idea to have a Warband login screen? Be your characters be sitting around your house?
Yes.
Tears from the USA.
I don't think they'll do it in your house. No, I don't think that's going to be possible.
I don't think they have the technology, but
the town square of the neighborhood of the Horde or an Alliance neighborhood, I can see that happening definitely as a Warband login screen.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah. Town square. Next one is from Super Chad. Love you guys. Love you too, Super Chad. And your jaw.
Yeah, Chad.
Next one, from Buddy. Cheers, friends. Let's run down. Obsessed. Thank you.
So
what do you have in your hand, Tally? What do you have in your hand?
Let's run down.
Let's run down.
There was a comment on the latest weekly reset, which was, is the Let's Run Down supposed to be cringy and lame? To which I replied, no, nothing on this channel is supposed to be cringy. What?
Yeah, that's why I always give it my full. You get a glimpse into my soul every time I say those words.
You do actually, because like there is that thing where to try and get comedy out of it, sometimes you try and like do it quite reticently. And I'm like, Evie, it's not funny if you do it like that. It's only funny if you commit to it fully.
Yeah.
Like you've got to treat it. It's not funny if you're like hesitant. You've got to go for it.
Just,
Otherwise,
like,
it's not,
really,
yeah, it is
right.
one of those things where you have to commit. Otherwise, it's not funny.
You're right. Right, I will commit fully now.
I know you. No, you always do. You always do. Like you often put a reticent bit at the end, which I always cut out.
Yeah, I think you tried to do it a few different ways. Yeah. Thank you, buddy, for that one, as always. Mock Eerie, yet again. I will laugh at the cinematics team do zoom-ins and such to Leandrin's jaw like they do with Sally Feet, all this X-Pac when they show her. Like proper, like, Yakuza style, like, crazy shit going on.
I'd pay good money.
They're just, like zoom into the jaw and, like, a glint
and
of,
that's
like,
the
sweat.
thing. Blizz need to lean into literally every facet of it that like the kind of like weird political people kind of make an issue out of. So like they hate that Khadgar's in a wheelchair. Lean into the wheelchair. Like seriously, do more wheelchair. Like make it float even harder. Like you put a spoiler on it, put guns on it. I don't care. But they don't like it, so do loads of stuff with it. Like they don't like Leandrin's jaw. Yeah, zoom in on Leandrin's jaw like all the time.
Yeah.
Like be proud of it. You've got to again commit to it.
Yeah.
Like you can't be ashamed of this stuff. Like if those dudes don't like it, good. Lean into it.
Yeah. And then finally, last super chat. We made it. Most gratuitous. Thank you so much. T&E fam. Team. Something I've been thinking about for a long time is how do we deal with so much of the community and the discourse around the game wanting to be mad about WoW?
I think that's natural. So
Yeah.
I think there's a healthy way to be mad at the game, and there's an unhealthy way to be mad at the game. It's usually very obvious by the tone someone takes in their criticism whether they play the game or not. And that's the thing, right? And you can usually tell like how long ago they quit the game by the tone of their criticism as well. And so I think it clicked for me the way that I can eloquate this a little while ago. It's like, you know, there are things in the world that I don't like, and my tone is like that when I criticize them. But when there's something that I do like a hobby, and I like WoW, right? WoW isn't always good. And I don't like it as much then, but I always like WoW. You know, that's the argument for criticizing it all the time. It's like, I just love it so much. I want to see it good, right? And you know, this criticism is important to make it good. And it's like, yeah, okay. But like, we try and pitch this channel as being like chatting with our friends. And when I'm chatting to my friends about something that I like, even if I'm talking about how shit it is, when it's shit or when something bad happens to something I like, it's kind of funny. Does that make sense? It's like, you know, your football team is rubbish one week and you're like, it's kind of funny, right? Because you like the thing. You find the humor in it. You find the humor in this bad thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's how I talk about stuff that I like. You know, when something bad is in something I like, it's funny.
Yeah.
Like,
or it's like you're yeah. I get that. I get that. You still believe in the thing, so you're like, ugh, right?
Oh yeah, you can be exasperated about it, but like your general kind of way you approach problems with stuff you like is with humor. You know,
I think it's a good coping mechanism.
Yeah,
definitely,
totally.
for sure.
Like, whereas
definitely
I don't have humor for things that I don't like when I think they're bad.
Absolutely.
You know?
Whereas making a bit of a sassy comment, you know, is Yeah. I get what you're saying.
You obviously don't feel the same.
No, I do.
This is my approach.
I do. I get what you're saying. Definitely. I'm just looking at the next one because we literally just got another one come through.
Oh, okay.
Tree Brew. Hi, Teeny. I love all the positivity you bring to my favorite game. Wanted to thank you for your hard work. Also, any Welsh food you recommend? Tried and failed to eat lava bread on a recent trip.
So something that really helped me with lava bread is when you can get like lava bread encrusted like roast lamb. Something that happens in Wales a lot is that you put like a layer of lava, because lava bread's basically just salt and like seaweedy type stuff, but it's very salty, so it works really, really well as like a kind of like a covering for lamb before you roast it. Also, Welsh rarebit is really nice. It's basically like a cheese mixture that you cook on toast. It's basically cheese on toast, but it's cooked with like ale and with peppers.
Lava bread is seaweed, right?
Yeah.
Lava bread is seaweed, for those who don't know.
And like, and also cockles, dude. Cockles, like eaten like you would have chips from a chip shop with salt and lots of vinegar.
They're like if they're fried, like battered, fried or stuff.
Can be really, really lovely as well. So also oysters, a big Welsh food as well. So just oysters, that's nice, isn't it?
Welsh cakes.
Welsh cakes.
Oh
god, Welsh cakes are amazing. Yeah, they're just like little kind of little
cakes with raisins in them.
Really nice, but very flat. Yeah. So
Yeah.
lots of Welsh food I've kind of grown into because a lot of it is quite, not really standard tastes. know. So when I was a kid, I hated that stuff, but now I'm a bit older. I like it.
On that note, thank you so much, guys. This has been. Someone just wrote the words whale jizz in chat. I'm sorry.
Welcome, everyone.
Shut down. The seaweed.
Welcome to the guild. Welcome to the podcast.
On that note, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. Thank you for listening to us go on about these two things which are occupying our brains right now, which is the alpha and remix, both of which have given us a lot to think about and chat about and enjoy. I'm excited to just play again. I'm seriously, well done you guys for getting a podcast today, because
seriously,
we were this close.
Do you have any idea how much progress I could have done on Legion Remix?
I know, I could be in the
time we've been making this podcast.
I could be level 50 by now.
Thank you to everyone who watched our podcast live. Thank you to everyone who commented, and thank you to all of our super chats. Thank you to everyone who followed along llurking in the chat and didn't write at all. We value you. You're wonderful too. Thank you to everyone who's watching the video of this on our YouTube channel later on. Thank you to everyone who's listening to the podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform. And if it's taken a while to get there, don't blame me, because that's Evertel's job now.
I'm doing it tomorrow. I
know you are, babe. I don't doubt you. I know you're doing
it.
Just saying. Oh God, well, don't thank me. Thank Evertel.
Thank me. Don't thank him. Thank me.
Sounds like we're gonna have lots to talk about on the weekly reset this week as well, and also housing videos coming out next week. So lots to look forward to from me, Taliesin.
And me, Evertel.
Until next time.
Bye.
Cheerio.